Good evening, everybody. Dadman Walking 55 coming to you live from the East Coast of the U.S. And yes, it's just me right now. JT Kirk will be with us in a moment. Running a little bit late. Look at that. We got a basketball tonight. Of course, I go live and I've not tweeted the stream out. So, folks, if you can tweet out the stream for me, I appreciate it. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's have a lot of talk and let's see where we go. We've got a lot of great March Madness started. Even tonight, we have a pretty dramatic end to the first play-in game in the NCAA. There was some good action in the NIT. So there's a lot. There's a lot to be excited about. So give me 1 second. I should have hit the go. I should have put the tweet out there first. Where is my head? I don't know. But hopefully everybody's doing good tonight. And yeah, March is mad. All right, let the fun begin. All right, folks. So it's a whole month of paradise. If you love basketball, this is your month. So I got off a couple weeks ago watching the Atlantic Sun tournament. That was a lot of fun. Although it took to the championship game to have one good match, but it was definitely worth it. The SEC tournament was pretty good until the Gators got eliminated. But hey, it's all about this tournament now. The main granddaddy of them all, the NCAA men's college tournament. So let's see here. And we got that there. So all right. So I did get the tweet out. So we're going to take a look at certain things. I want to kind of pace it a little bit till JT can get here. We got 7 of y'all here right now. Appreciate it. Folks, we can talk a little bit about the conference tournaments. Any memories that you had? I know the SEC tournament was very disappointing for me with what happened with Vanderbilt destroying Florida. Was an embarrassment, but Florida still managed to get a 1 seed in the brackets in the NCAA. So we will take a look at the brackets that we've got coming up, and I was pleased they earned the 1 seed. It's just a crappy way to end a season where they won 12 games in a row and really had looked good till the conference tournament. I tell you that. Let's see. You have to see how Florida comes out in the first round. Last year they struggled a little bit with Norfolk State in that game, but you got to see what happens and see where. I don't know. They ended up winning the championship last year, but that team that had a lot of offense last year won that championship because of defense, especially in that Houston game. Yes, they had Walter Clayton Jr., but they don't have Walter Clayton Jr. this year. You saw that in the Vanderbilt game in Nashville. That when the guards are not shooting, the guards are not playing well. In addition to the big men, they can struggle quite badly. But let's take a look. Let's say hi to the chat as we're waiting on JT to come in here tonight. But we got 7 on YouTube. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you subscribe. We've got 700. What is it? 7. We're back to 768 subs. So yeah, hey, we'll get 800 one day maybe, or at least my wife will pass me, and yay, we can celebrate her. If you've not subscribed to my wife's channel, West, if you can put her link or one of the mods if you're here, put Mrs. Link in there too, also, so we can definitely advertise her and try to get her to 800 and pass me. So let me go ahead. I'm going to take a look at. Say hi to everybody. We got Wes Cagle. Hey, Wes, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you. By the way, I have to, our little experiment earlier, I have to, oh, shoot, I'm not going to refresh the page. Basically, yeah. Anyway, all right. I have to ignore our earlier experiment. West Cagle, but because East Cagle's still here. The Cagle family, yes. All right. Chewy, it's great to have you. Glad that you could be here tonight. Look forward to all that you've got to say. And I know you're ahead of us, but hey, we can get it all and I'm bring it back up as we go through. And happy St. Patrick's Day, West Cagle. So, that's Chewy was saying after Selection Sunday was setting down the bubble teams were pretty weak, but pretty much not much controversy outside of moving North Carolina State, Missouri. So I'll take a look at that when we get to it. Let's see, and you're a bit concerned that with the CBA decided not to do a tournament, teams also declining invites. I wonder when the clock starts when the NIT down the road just starts to raise an alarm. See, I like the CBI. I remember when it was uh, uh, came into existence a few years ago. Um, I like basketball. I think the more basketball we get, the better off things are. But you should be concerned with that. And well, I believe I read that 7 teams declined NIT bids. But JT's here now talking about JT and NIT. Hey, JT, how are you tonight?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. You coming right in the middle of really a debate. I think that, before we get into the brackets and everything else, I was just
Oh, well, I can end that debate for you. Boxer briefs.
whatever you feel like. That's my thing. But are you familiar that 7 teams, including I think Florida State, is one of the ones that declined an NIT berth this year?
I think the NIT is pointless, especially if you're a power conference school. It's pointless.
Mm-hmm. It's more like you take the
turn it
perspective.
down.
It's more of a mid-major. See, I don't agree.
Yeah.
I like that. I like having that tournament. I think it's probably one of the problems with now that we expand to 64 teams. Now, if the big SEC wasn't getting 10 teams in every year, if they were cut at 7, then they'd be griping that they didn't have enough people in postseason play. I'm of the mindset that these FSU should have taken that bid. All these other teams that declined should have taken those bids, like Auburn did and Wake Forest did, because it's more basketball. And plus, also, what about the seniors that dedicated to playing and all? And just because your season didn't go quite well, but and you end a senior's career just because it's not good enough, or we're worried about next year. That's where I worry about it. It's like the people that love watching basketball, you're fans of your team that love watching basketball. Did I always follow the NIT? No, not always. But if your team gets on a path, it's still a championship. But the seniors, players that want to play. I mean, that's kind of where I've looked at it.
Oh, I don't see any of that. I mean, none of that really hits me that hard. I just like to see Kentucky or UNC there. I can say ha ha ha.
See,
that's really it. I mean, I don't see. I've never thought even 1 year have I ever thought the NIT was relevant.
No. Okay.
So I mean, that's just me. I think it's kind of pointless basketball at that point. Me, it is.
I can understand that. I do understand that, but still, I think it's a great tournament. I think it's got history, and it's even if the mid majors gives them a better shot to have a tournament. But I tell you what, then if the NIT goes away, then I think the power conferences should only get 7 teams or 6. I mean, at most. I mean, we got 31-1 Miami of Ohio having to play a freaking play-in game.
Yep.
They won their regular season team, and you said they're not going to go far. You said that based on your observations, but still, they win a regular season. They win a regular season. They go undefeated in the regular season. I don't care what league you're in. That's an impressive feat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then to have to play your way into the first freaking game.
That also is bull hockey. So.
No. That's probably the biggest thing that I've seen out of that. And we'll talk more as we go through
Which, by the way, the Red Wings laid something down on Calgary last night. So that was nice.
Oh, yes. Well, maybe if we have a minute, we'll talk and see where everything sits with hockey before we go. But Fallout Dave, hey, taking a break between Zelda streams. Good to see you, Dave. Great to see you. And so Chewy's switching between the chats. Got to say the biggest losers when Selection Sunday was said and done. The Mountain West was the biggest loser. SEC got 10 teams, but there were mid-majors who did get more than one team with the Atlantic 10, West Coast Conference, and the MAC. So, hey, although the MAC, the best team in the MAC, has to play their way in. Mountain West lost the second bid with San Diego State coming short Saturday. Yeah,
and if it was Western or Central, or maybe even Toledo, I don't think they'd get that treatment. It hasn't always been that way for MAC teams.
Yeah, that's what's
Western's gotten in before without a run the table record and gotten in the first round is I think like a 14 or a 15, something like that.
Yeah,
that's why I think this is stupid. They have to do a play-in.
Yep. And we'll take a look, like I said, at the brackets. Chewy's saying that for the selections, 2 teams really got bad draws there: Arkansas and St. John's. Right for the Razorbacks, it's a travel days off. They get rest for the first round. Flying to Portland. If they survive, fly out again. St. John's flies out to San Diego for the first round. Some do not make sense, but win more games and travel will not be as bad. Exactly. You get to play closer to home. Like Florida. Florida ended up getting the 1 seed, and they did get shipped into the Tampa pod. So
yeah, it's home field, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, sort of. Nothing like playing on Nashville's town for a friggin' conference tournament, you know. Of course you're going to get there and they're going to hit like 90% of 3 points and stuff. But it's okay. And, of course, the stupid officials, well, I'm sorry, we're not Kentucky fans, but they did stats on this one official and the Gators records when he's involved, and suddenly the Gator big men are fouling all the time and stuff, and anyway, it just – I won't go down that road. I'm not Kentucky. Oh, Chewy did say here he's glad. At one point, the NIT had some respect more than the big dance way back. Yeah, because the NIT started off as the national championship game until the NCAA got involved and they created their own tournament. NIT
really okay.
Yeah, and the championship game has always been, at least until I don't know if it still is. They played in Madison Square Garden the Final Four. The NIT was huge back. I was big even in the 80s, but even before that, it was the championship before we had a NCAA championship. So, yeah.
When I think of the NIT, I think it's like that other league in that Will Ferrell movie where they play basketball.
Oh yeah,
and it's the Flint Tropics. I feel like the Flint Tropics.
Tropic Thunder. No, Tropic Thunder's the damn other one. Never mind. Tim's here. Hey Tim. And Chewy, you got to remember, JT's just a youngster for us. He's a youngster. God, I still can't. So when is your birthday this year?
October, just like it is every year.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to. Well, I'm doing this thing for all my friends. This is a big number year for you, right?
40. Yes, sir.
I've already offered, 2 of the last 3 years. 2 of the last semi-pro. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. 2 of the last 3 years, I've actually celebrated Jess's birthday with a live Fortnite stream.
Oh, interesting.
I've talked about another person that's hitting the 4-0 this year about doing a birthday stream for them. And so I'm going to extend that invitation to you later this year.
Well, if it's a lady, don't tell me who it is because it would be impolite by proxy.
Right. I got you. Oh, the only lady it's not impolite to is my wife. My wife is proud of her age. She brags on it. So.
Well, yeah, if you've given permission to it,
yeah.
Otherwise,
she would flat out say it. Yeah.
I don't play that game otherwise.
My wife says I'm 62 years old and I take pride in every one of those years. So,
good for her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. And Tim,
she just had her birthday. What was it last week or was it okay? It was like it can't have already been 2 weeks ago. So,
yep. I agree. Have the 100 tournament, the Final Four at Madison Square Garden. And Deeple's here. Hello, Deeple. Welcome. You know what? It is really good to see a core group of people surrounding our show on Tuesday nights, JT.
My birthday's on a Wednesday this year, so
we'll have
maybe I invade if you and I forget. Is it I always just think you're doing Fortnite every night of the week, so I have trouble separating it all out.
Now, Wednesdays right now are Mrs. and me, so we'll
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I like celebrating parties and stuff like that. But, like I said, we appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. We appreciate your input, spirited debate, and everything else that we have here. And, of course, like I said, JT's such a youngster. He was in the pre-NIT days. Now, Chewy did say, and we'll get started into the brackets, but the Mamaho facing SMU is questionable, yet good game because Mustangs were not in the tourney a year ago. But if a bid still like Dayton won, SMU would have been out. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I hate seeing a 31-1 team having to play their way in.
It's not fair. It isn't. I mean, and you and I look at all these other 15 and 16 and even some of the 14s, and we're like, you could take their school newspaper and use it to line a bird cage.
Yeah.
with what you think of that basketball team, and you're telling me that you can't even get this team in. You couldn't find a way. You couldn't find a spot for them anywhere in that bracket, really.
I mean, 31-1, you should have at least been. You could have put them a 10 seed, 10, maybe even a 9 seed. I mean, well, we'll see where Akron get ranked because I've not looked at all the. I've seen the brackets. I've not studied them yet, so we'll see where we go with it.
Right.
But yes, it's the Blue Bloods teams. Yeah. Chewy's going to try to see Thursday and Friday. Hope to be at a bar on Friday and Saturday to catch some of the madness. I tell you, I love going out when they play these all the time. But also sitting at home is a good way to do it. 12 people watching. Thank y'all so much. Let's get into the action right now. Tonight we've got ongoing, as you know, the first four, as they call it. These are the playing games, which again I don't know. I still liked us back at 64.
Sure.
So I really do. I don't like to play in, but hey, you adjust to it and go from there. But let's take a look here what we've got tonight. We've got we just have one game going final. Howard held off Maryland Baltimore County, which the Terriers are famous for knocking off Virginia. Do you realize that that's been like 8 years ago?
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember that game?
No. No. It's been a long that's before COVID. Like I don't remember anything before COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
No,
when it comes, I mean, to the I remember. No, that's not true. I remember more than that. But man, is it tough?
Depot feels old now. I know. 64 teams was the best. So, yeah. Chewy said if radio stations advertise in a roadshow, they do take advantage, go with positive. Yeah, I try to, but they don't do it. They don't do what they used to do around here. I mean, we barely get much college basketball talk. We barely get much college talk in our town. It's all Jaguars. Like, it's so bad I have to listen to the sports animal out of Knoxville to get good college football talk. Yeah, but Maryland, Baltimore County, I remember it because my kid was at home and we were screaming, yelling at the storm about Virginia. It's just hilarious. The first number 1 seed to go down to a 16 seed, and then like a couple years later, Fairleigh Dickinson says, Purdue says, "Hold my beer" to Virginia, and it's Fairleigh Dickinson. Boiler up, toot, boiler up, stink. That night. So Howard will advance, and then of course the later game tonight will be Texas and NC State. NC State and Texas, the next playing game. It's just these are huge schools to have to play in. Also, I don't like the concept of them, but we'll take a look at the West bracket. Midwest, Howard advances on in the Midwest. SMU, Miami of Ohio play the late game tomorrow night, and the early game tomorrow is the sacrificial lamb for the Gators, hopefully, Lehigh and Prairie View. So that is our first. This is our first night, so we'll take a look at the bracket. So Chewy said, if I think NC State beats Texas, I wouldn't be surprised if Longhorns knock off the Wolfpack. Will Wade coach the team versus Sean Miller. Yeah, Will Wade, the former LSU coach. Yeah. And Tim said 64 was a good amount. Never understood why. I was always at Dayton, Ohio, which I have seen the arena. It was near my hotel there when I went to Dayton for my 40th birthday. I think because Dayton is associated with basketball in the early days of basketball. That's, I think, why they obsessed of bringing Dayton into it. Oh, right. That's interesting. Road shows. That's cool. Air Force Museum is there and took a week trip.
Oh, nice.
That
fun. Would be fun.
Okay. And yeah, on that, JT, we can do it as we go along if you want, however you think we should do it. But I do want to get your opinion real quick on these matchups.
Okay.
Well, Howard, Baltimore County, who would you have taken theoretically?
These are HBCs.
No, UMBC I don't think is. I would have taken UMBC.
UMBC. Yeah, sorry.
I would have taken
it's them. Like I'm sitting here going, you know what? I didn't. UMBC, because it's
I
a
would have.
shorter name. I mean, really.
No, I would have taken them. That's where I would have looked. Texas and NC State. I would have taken Texas in this game.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Dayton. They use
I'm
Dayton
getting
for
something
the.
set up here on the back end here, folks.
Oh,
I'm
okay. No,
sorry.
no.
We're
Yeah.
both like rapidly trying to get something
Well,
in the background that we're going to go
exactly.
to in a little bit. So
We'll have that. We'll have fun. I wonder if we could create two.
yeah,
Keep one for the chat. But yeah, Dayton was. I remember that. You're right, Depot. They added a 65th team at one point, and 64 and 65 played in play-in game in Dayton, and then they expanded to 68, and well, now we got the first four. So yeah, it's like I don't either, Depot. I don't understand why you randomly choose 11 seeds, and apparently they're the last ones into the tournament, but you have to play in. Yeah.
I've never understood that either. To me, if you're going to play in, it should be for a 16.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
To me, the lower the number, the more right you have to be in that tournament.
Yep. I agree. Hey, Legatus.
Yeah.
How are you tonight, Legatus? Good to see you too. But they don't want to discriminate against the 16 seeds because I don't know. There's a lot that we still don't understand. But if you, I know you're trying to do something else at the same time. But
we're good to go. We're good to go now. Whenever you would like.
Okay, NC State and Texas. Who would you take in this one?
Tejas.
Okay, I agree. Let's go through the brackets, then we will come back and deal with that. Okay.
Yep.
Would that be okay? That's so. Okay. Of course, SMU, Miami of Ohio tomorrow night. I think I'd take SMU.
You to be a hater like that?
Yeah, I'm going to be a hater like that.
You just don't like it that's the real Miami.
No,
the Miami out your way is the fake Miami.
The other Miami is faker and can burn in Hades for all I care. I'm a Gator fan. No, but I just
I know you have no love lost for them.
Yeah. I just think an ACC team will take out a MAC team, but then again, you don't know. I mean, Miami's going to be close to home and playing in Dayton, and it should be a home game for them. But I'm going to go with until I see this team play and win against a team of a bigger conference, then I guess I'll call me a hater or a doubter or whatever you want.
Okay, I'll call you whatever I want.
All right, cool.
I might have to hit the jump button, or the.
Hey, nothing can ever top the time when I said Rathacon is meh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got a face reveal that night.
I told my coworker that, and he was like, he didn't. And I'm like, yeah, he said that. And
yeah. The Miami students fans should travel to Dayton for the game. Yeah, Penny Price. Yeah.
But I also work with somebody who knows what I'm saying when I swear in Klingon there, Dadman. So, maybe he's not the most impartial person either.
That got people's attention too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but
it was bait. It was bait.
Yeah, I watched it again and I liked it. I liked it better the second time. I think one, I was more awake, and then two, I was not coming off of watching the motion picture. I can't. I mean, I know people appreciate things like that, but just motion picture was the one that I just couldn't get. Now, see, I love Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
Now, if your movie's longer than it takes to run a marathon, then it might be too long. That's my whole thing with the motion picture.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of dragged. So I think you're going to go with the Miami, Ohio in that game.
Yes, sir. All the way.
And then I will Lehigh Prairie View. Any thoughts on this one?
Lehigh.
I agree, Lehigh. So we're very similar with that. All right, so let's go ahead.
We're going to lose them all, folks.
Yeah, we are. Well, it's no different than our football picks.
I know. Whenever we agree, it's like,
right.
Well,
it's like, yeah, we screwed Tennessee last year. The year before.
Oh, I know.
All right. Well, let's take a look out of the East. The East bracket. We've got this top seed Duke Blue Devils will take on Siena in 250 on. Let's see, what's it? March the 19th, which is Thursday. Yep, that's Thursday. Ohio State will get number 9
Dadman,
TCU.
I do have the games up on that other tab.
Okay.
If you want to do that part at the same time.
Let's come back to it. Let's go through the brackets and
Okay.
we'll come back, and then that way we can focus on picks. How's that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Screwing
That'll work.
Tennessee seems to be an annual SEC tradition. Hey, I do not feel bad for them, except I feel bad for Southern Bell. I do feel bad for Southern Bell when that happens.
Yeah.
I do have a conscience. I'll tell you the matchup: Ohio State TCU here. Florida fans are glad TCU is not in their bracket, but then again, when we get there, you want to see a lot of other people. I mean, Florida. Yeah, why don't you put Vanderbilt in Florida's bracket anyway? So we got that. We got St. John's, Northern Iowa, Kansas, California Baptist, a 4-13 seed. Then we got Louisville, South Florida. Interesting story. South Florida's coach's dad has dementia, and he's actually going to be able to go attend to this game. And that's a big thing that they have with this story. This game on Thursday. Then let's see, where are we at? Okay, yeah, there we go. Then JT's Michigan State Spartans play on Thursday against North Dakota State.
Yep.
UCLA, not to be confused with UCLA in the butt side of Australia. 7-10 matchup UCF at the Battle of Abbreviations on Friday.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah. And then
University of Central Los Angeles against University of California Fremont. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay.
Sure. That's cool. Then UConn, including with their Hurley coach with his crazy attitude, takes on Furman. That is one. Furman has knocked off Virginia before in a tournament. I would love to see Furman do something nasty in this thing. So let me see. Deeple, it's a good time to watch basketball now. That's all. How's Ohio State an 8 seed? Well, they apparently won enough to warrant something.
Weren't even getting in. I mean,
yeah. So, you're shocked. Okay, so you're shocked. Why are you shocked with Ohio State as an 8 seed, JT?
I just didn't really even think they deserved to get a chance in this year.
Yeah,
that's really just me. So there's nothing really more than that. If I were to really go look at their schedule again, and it's been a bit, I didn't think it was that strong. And they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in the Big Ten. There's a pretty big drop off once you get past the top 4.
Yeah, we saw that. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Yeah, I'm like you, Deeple. Just because they're coach, I feel for Mark D with a C, but yeah, we got 14 people here tonight, folks. Thank y'all on the Twitch and the YouTube side. We appreciate it. And Chewy said UCF is Central Florida. Coach was on the hot seat, but did enough to get in the dance. I tell you, that always kept Mike White around in Florida, and then he went to Georgia, and then look what happened. Watch Georgia. We'll get to Georgia in a minute. Okay, we'll talk about them. Any other observations? Let's start with this bracket. What about you and your team? How do you feel Michigan State in the East would do?
They'll win this one, but it's not going to be pretty.
What about the bracket overall? What about looking at the future matchups?
I don't think they're going to make it that far. They'll make it to the second week, I think, but
so dispatch
not any further.
Yeah, dispatch North Dakota State, and then the winner of Louisville, South Florida.
They really needed to not lose that opener in the Big Ten tournament. I think was really their problem. They could have lost to Michigan and kept a 2 seed, but no, losing that first game, you're going to absorb that and move down to a 3 seed, which means you will have a tougher time. Now they did get a gift with a UConn at being at a 2 seed, because I don't think they're a very good team.
Wow.
And so that's probably about the best 2 they could play in my mind. I know they were rated super high all year, all this, and like they'd never played anybody.
Oh, exactly. Speaking of who never played anybody was BYU. Hey, Sam. Oh, I didn't say that, did I? No. Sam, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Hopefully you're able to help us and chat tonight with us too, with everybody else. But this is our resident BYU fan, of course, which that one website bracket picked BYU to win the whole thing because of the scariest mascot. Did you end up seeing that one, JT?
No, I didn't. It's been a
Right.
busy couple days.
I know. Well, that's cool, but hey, it was so funny. They actually even had one with a person's island. I'm not going any further with it, but they did based on
Oh,
the universities that were mentioned the most ended up winning the championship, and I think it was Michigan. I think.
oh yeah,
But,
the
yeah,
Bernstein Bears Island. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So it's like somebody's like JT be mad. I'm like, no, JT be happy because that's not his school. Oh, good, Sam. Great to see you. And I tell baby cuteness. Dadman says, make sure to eat dinner, like all growing unicorns. So, Chewy does say Michigan State drawing the winner of Louisville USF winner. Team will give Spartans huge wins. So he doesn't really think either one will stand up to Sparty. So, but that'll be interesting to see how this second week goes. I am
Yeah.
interested in why you think UConn is weak like that, because I know they beat Florida earlier in the season and they looked pretty good, but then again, this is a different Florida team, and well, except for this game against Vanderbilt, this team has gotten better. But UConn really, I know they lost. They had a number one seed, then they lost against, was it Marquette, and
Mm-hmm.
and then proceeded to lose in the conference tournament again. So could be showing some signs of weakness, but it's interesting that you say that. And we're going to advance these in a bit with what JT's got planned in store. But are there any other
Well,
matchups in this?
they lost to Arizona.
Yeah,
They barely beat Illinois.
UConn.
Yeah, they barely beat Kansas. Then they barely beat Florida, and then they don't play like anyone else ranked
All right.
for the whole rest of their season until I'm still looking for one. I'm still looking. Yeah, they haven't played a ranked opponent
Right.
in St. John's back in February, and they lost.
Okay.
So they haven't beaten a ranked opponent since 2025. I'm trying to go back and find it. They haven't beaten a ranked opponent since they played Florida.
Right. Wow, that's interesting.
Oh, you really want? Okay.
Competition matters. Chewy's talking about South Florida. Can they match with an ACC team? And that'll be interesting to see. But see, I think this is where I like college basketball versus football. I love this tournament style because you should get more of these mid majors. That's why I don't mind MAC teams and all in, because it's not the same as football. All you need to do is get hot on a given day, and a team, even if they don't have size to match up with somebody, can actually beat them. There is a chance. Unlike football, it's so physical. It's one sided.
Right.
But please, folks, make sure you smash that like button. We would appreciate it. And subscribe if you have not. Feel free to chat with us, your opinions. Okay, so before we move along, Ohio State TCU, I think somebody said, it might have been somebody said this is probably the best matchup of the day. And that's, I think on paper it is. But is there any other matchups that are attracting you in this first round or second round coming up between, in this region?
In this region, no.
Okay.
You're talking about the East?
Yeah, the East, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
It's going to be St. John's and Michigan State.
Yeah.
Only because I went to Michigan State.
There you go. Hey, that's embrace the homerism. Homerism's allowed on my channel. Like, Deeple can be proud for his The Ohio State University, and you can pick your guys, and Sam can pick BYU.
Yep.
The matchup that I'm interested in is this 5-12 St. John's Northern Iowa.
Yeah, that's
Northern
what I
Iowa,
said. Yeah.
Northern Iowa many years ago did pull off an upset in March Madness. This is their first appearance in many years, and that's the one that I'm kind of intrigued by. But but this California Baptist, I've never heard of them before, and it just
Buddy Hepburn knew something about them. I don't know how much he knew, but he at least knew they existed, which was more than we did.
How do they get a 13 seed? Don't have a play-in game in Miami of Ohio that went 31-0 in the regular season, has to play in at 11 seed
because it's crooked.
I just, that's where I'm flummoxed with it. I mean, put
I think they
Ohio at
wanted
13 to play
the
Kansas.
only thing at this point I can think, Dadman,
Yeah,
is they figured who is going to be a 13 or below or a 12 or below
yeah,
and bring in
yeah,
a bigger kitty
yeah,
in
and
a
that,
certain desert town. You know what I
that
mean? So
yeah.
if they can make them play an extra game, that's an
Well,
extra game for someone to
well,
put something in and
see,
spin the wheel, right?
that's what they've always done. They've always done with all the seedings, and then the 11 seeds are the like last four in. When
Yep.
they do the last four in, last four out, last four in, are those 11 seeds, and they just put them there. But it just doesn't seem right. 11 seeds should have to play in like the great Jess. Hey, Jess, happy St. Patty's Day
Hey,
to you.
Jess. I
How are
saw
you
you tag
doing?
me on some stuff. It was cool. I haven't. It's been a rough week, so we've not had a lot of time to respond to people
Yeah,
on the
and but
socials. But
speaking of people, though, we got folks, hit that like button on YouTube side. We appreciate it. We got like 12 people on the YouTube side. We've actually
lost power last Friday.
yeah,
I mean,
we got
it's
we got 3 people on Twitch. Thank y'all over on Twitch. We do not ignore you guys. We will pull your comments up and include you in the discussion. Yeah.
as
Did you
long
get
as
the
you don't say naughty things, of
yeah.
course.
Well, I don't know. YouTube, we had one last night, folks. Uh if people start typing one letter in, mods, nuke it immediately from orbit. Okay.
Yep.
That's all right.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it. But okay, so let's go for. Well, that's what our talk. Any other comments in the chat on the East bracket? We'll move on
And
down to.
Chewy just put one in on YouTube
Okay.
side.
Yep. Kansas may beat California Baptist, but will get challenged to St. John's. But if Northern Iowa wins, Kansas can win, but it won't be easy. St. John's can beat the Jayhawks if they beat. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
What has
Yeah.
happened to Kansas's program and Bill Self? I mean, there's like rumors they've started the Todd Golden from Florida to Kansas talk. I mean, I'm sure it's joking.
They were so nasty like 20 years ago. I remember that team being like one you never wanted to play.
Yeah. And
didn't they have Blake Griffin? Wasn't Blake Griffin playing for Kansas? Something like that. It was like almost unfair. I think what happened is, you get in trouble one way or another for misdeeds, if it were, and I don't know how long it takes for you to ever come back from something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember who Blake Griffin played for. I remember when he played. I thought for some weird reason I got Oklahoma in my mind, but
Oklahoma. You're right.
Okay,
you're right.
okay,
I don't know why I was thinking Kansas.
Well, either way, Kansas, they Danny Manning, all the Roy Williams there for a number.
Well, Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, Wilt the still, yeah. But yeah,
Devontae. Oh yeah, the modern guys, Devontae Graham.
No.
Chalmers.
Arizona has dispatched them. I mean, other teams have gone into the field house there and beaten them on their own court pretty badly. At one point in the past that didn't happen. So, all right. Well, we will move to the South where it's dun 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 dun. Go Gators! Come on, Sam, give me a go Gators. You too, Jess. Come on, ladies. You honorary Gator fans. But Florida plays the winner of the Lehigh Prairie View game. Scheduled for Friday night at 9:30.
Looks like some kind of plastic. PVLEH.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Prairie View A&M. Yeah. Oh, here. Chewy said he can answer. Darren Peterson, Bill Self drama on his playability hurt this team. Also, last year, how Self got players in the portal did not get real well. Also, his feeling is now with Arizona, Houston, and Big 12, the days of Kansas being the best team are numbered, and that is if I include the Big 12 teams.
Yeah.
In the old Big 12, nobody touched them, but now look at Arizona. And I tell you what, Arizona is a traditional power. I wonder if Sam remembers Bill's. I know you remember Lute Olson. I mean, that's how old I am. I remember Lute Olson. I mean, Arizona had historically had a big time program even before Sean Miller took it over for a few years. And Houston, I mean, Phi Slamma Jamma back in the 80s, Hakeem Olajuwon, Hakeem the Dream. These teams have had tradition. They have had history there. And, in some ways, I'm really glad to see that they're back. Because for like the 80s and 90s, it all became like ACC Big East and Big Ten. That was it.
Well,
I mean,
you'll see like Michigan State struggled for years now And a lot of that's because Michigan basketball finally got out from underneath all the penalties and the horrible playing practice facilities and all the rest. Because I think the focus was for such a long time on the football team, and the basketball team had been plagued by issues for decades, right? And so the last 8-10 years, Michigan basketball has been really good most of those times. And so Michigan State doesn't have quite the run of the Big Ten like they used to, and Indiana's fallen off, and so then you start making room for Ohio State to make a jump here and there. But Michigan and Michigan State always seem to be these super dangerous teams. Purdue can come around. Purdue and Kansas seem to be like these teams that can come around, but you just never know.
No, I know. You don't anymore. But yeah, no, I did not know that Green Bay set a new snow record. JT, would you like to shovel that snow?
Well, 17.1 in a day. You've hopefully shoveled at least 3 times.
Well, we got to ask Wes Cagle
because 17.1 is too much for you to really lift. Like, you're gonna have to start scooping like an ice cream scoop, and you'll never get done if you let that sit.
I think that last storm, Wes Cagle, they had almost 2 feet in New Jersey. But Chewy, golly, thank y'all, folks. We great attendance, folks. Everybody tonight, appreciate it. And if you feel like chatting, please chat with us. And you guys that are chatting, thank you for all that you're doing. Just be sure, please follow us on Twitch and subscribe. And hit the like on the YouTube side. But
a foot of snow
here, huh?
A foot of snow, you're not getting a sedan out of your driveway.
Well, that's okay. I saw plenty of cars buried before. Chewy's right here about the Pac-12. Before it dissolved, Arizona was growing. They were getting better. And, that was a Big 12 really, I think, added more for basketball than they did football, really, to their stock with the teams. And they beat Houston, only in Houston to beat them the second time, in Kansas City to win the championship. So he can see different teams winning Big 12 now as opposed to one team winning it, which was the old days of Kansas. So it's it's interesting to see. That's why I love you guys in chat. Y'all see more on the other parts of the country than I do, and it's good to hear what your thoughts and opinions are. Also, Friday night early game, Clemson and Iowa. This should be down in Tampa, I think, too, probably, maybe. But they Clemson ACC game, ACC versus Big Ten. Not impressed with there. Vanderbilt, McNeese, and then Nebraska and Troy. I'll be honest, I don't want to see Vanderbilt advance but then again, I think Florida beats them this time. I think Florida went down to Vanderbilt only because it was in Nashville. Vanderbilt could not miss that day, and but you have to shake your head, congratulate the better team on that day. That's what it is. That's what makes March Madness. Is one day you're top of the world, next day you're cannon fodder.
Yeah.
So, we got 15 folks. I don't know you guys lurking out there, but we got 15 on YouTube. Thank y'all so much.
Oh yeah, cool.
So we hope you enjoy. We're gonna have some more fun. We're going to do our own brackets in a minute. I know you're not sold on Nebraska. You've been down on them all year.
Oh yeah, no, I give them no respect at all.
Sorry to Raph of Erica and Raph, though, if you're listening. So he's a big Nebraska fan. Of course, then to end up this region, we got North Carolina and VCU. See, that could be an interesting game there, I think. Illinois, Penn. I'd love to see Penn pull that off. Upset of 14-3. St. Mary's and Texas A&M. Of course, Houston and Idaho. This bracket, we actually had the potential of a rematch of last year's national championship game between Florida and Houston. So we've looked at the whole bracket now, JT. Any thoughts, any specific games that jump out at you in the first and second rounds? And you two in the chat.
Let's see. Clemson, Iowa, I think will be a good game to watch. That's an 8-9 matchup in the South. Mm-hmm. And then I would like to say some of these others might be more interesting. I just can't get behind most of it. I actually think Vandy McNeese might be a fun game to win. I think Vandy will win.
Yeah.
But I think that might actually just have some entertainment value. A lot
I
of these other first round matchups are going to
see.
not really give us much to
And
look at.
Chewy can help me with this one, I think. Will Wade was the coach at McNeese before he went to NC State. McNeese had it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before that they they had a good tournament run. They had an upset or two in the tournament. Uh, this is a 12-5 game. I could see McNeese winning very easily over
Oh
Vanderbilt.
yeah, yeah. I never count my chickens before they hatch on a 5-12.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Well,
that's
last
right around peak dangerous
yeah.
level where you really man,
For
like
some
that
reason, that's
4-13 Nebraska Troy. I don't think that's close enough.
yeah. I
5-12s
agree.
are seriously dangerous.
Yep, yep. Now sometimes you're 6-11s, but and 3-14s. This Illinois Penn game, I've watched that Ivy League championship. Penn's pretty good, and Illinois. I know they had a really good season, but they seem I don't know from what I've seen of them and some of their losses, they do look vulnerable. So, but you know, you don't know with Penn, and of course, I think St. Mary's takes out Texas A&M, which Texas A&M is. See, Texas A&M typifies why I don't think the SEC deserves 10 teams. They're a 10, I mean, they come into this a 10 seed. They ended up having a really weak ending to the SEC season, and it'd be nicer to see some of the mid majors get these bids rather than a barely 500 or a very average SEC team. But it's a system, and I'm still shocked the SEC had the most for the SEC being considered generally down this year, and for them to have the most bids for a conference. It's really it
Yeah.
surprises me, because SEC is
I
not as good
think
as it was last year.
if you're going to do that, you might as well throw in like 12 Big Ten teams. I mean, why not?
Yeah,
Why
I
not? You
I
might
agree.
get better basketball than picking 10 from the SEC.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Okay.
which makes Miami even more upsetting when you
Yeah,
start getting to that
exactly.
point.
I agree. I agree. So okay, any I think in the second round matches, I'm really but to me, there's more intrigue in this bracket than the East because McNeese and VCU or Penn, and see if Texas A&M beats St. Mary's. It'll be interesting to see St. Mary's play Houston though, because Houston very physical. They've not lost anything on their defense from last year. But St. Mary's is a physical team out west. I've seen them play a few times, and just it's some interesting matchups here. But I still I don't know. I still think probably the higher seeds will move. But in this bracket, I could see a 14-3 or a 12-5 upset, whereas I didn't see it in the East. So hey, small
Fair
town
enough.
republics here. Hey, small
Hey,
time. Good to see
what's
you.
up, dude?
Yes,
Good to
and
see
I
you.
tell you what, I do want to call out and praise Auburn University for taking the NIT bid. I know it's not the same but I think it's more bad. JT and I can split opinions on this one because I think it's great for college basketball. Because I like the bowl season, everybody quitting on the bowls, and same thing with NIT. It's going to be irrelevant, but it's more basketball for the seniors and for people that like basketball. But good to see you small time tonight. So. Chewy said that St. Mary's Texas A&M is a stellar matchup, although there's a new coach for the Aggies as opposed to Buzz Williams. I tell you what, though, like Chewy's right there. I've seen St. Mary's by becoming by being a Beavers fan, and they've been in the conference with St. Mary's a few years and getting dominated. St. Mary's is a good team, and this would be a good was it West Coast Conference versus SEC matchup here. Very, very good matchup here. So. Chewy says, however, if Houston wins over Idaho, Houston will have a touch matchup in St. Mary's, Texas A&M winner. Round of 16 games will be in Houston. Yep, agreed. All right. Yep, exactly. No CBI tournament. Not that many miss. Well, see, like a school like my alma mater, Jacksonville University or North Florida, some of the really small schools and small conferences, that was where the CBI was good for. But God. People, the non-tournament has never been relevant in my lifetime, even when OSU won it 15-ish years ago. All right, not in tournament. Okay, well, that's a good way to call it because it's really the truth. All right, any other thoughts before we move on to the next region?
Let's move.
All right, we got the West. Number 1 seed Arizona Iced Tea. The battle of the Iced Teas here, as I saw it somewhere else. Arizona and Long Island. One depends if you want alcohol in your tea.
I guess so.
But I'm
Yeah, that's not going to be a close one. No question about that.
Well, I knew Billy Napier was in trouble last year when the Florida couldn't put 80 points on flipping Long Island in football. I mean, they barely had a football program. Sorry, I'm trying to not rant, but hey, but the long days, dark nightmare of Billy Napier is gone. Actually, I like the new Gator coach because I mean he ain't putting up a crap. I've seen some of the video out already. So, all right. We got Arizona, Long Island, 116 here. Villanova, Utah State here. Okay. 8-9 matchup. Utah State is one that I traditionally, remember them making some noise and having some being quite spunky in the tournament over the years. Wisconsin and High Point, a 5-12 matchup. Arkansas and Hawaii. That could be interesting on a Thursday also. Then, of course, Sam's BYU Cougars are a 6 seed. They play. They have a play-in game in the West, which is the. Let's see who they get to play here. They get the. They get NC State or Texas. Hey, all right. So yeah, that's where we've got here. So BYU is waiting on their the winner of Texas, NC State. Gonzaga, Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State, I think, is the one. I think Kennesaw State is the one that won it on that one website by the closest Waffle House. I love that site. That site has been great for. But they haven't done the Buc-ee's yet. I actually responded and tagged Wes Cagle and said, hey, because he had asked, what about Buc-ee's? And they haven't responded on that one yet. So. Here's the other Miami playing
fake
Missouri.
Miami
the
in
fake
Mizzou.
Miami in Missouri. This is Friday. This is Friday night at 10:10. This one could be a very good physical matchup. This could be a good game between two physical teams. Missouri beat Florida in Florida's opening SEC game this year. Some question whether they should have been in or not, but they made it in and. They get a matchup with Miami, Purdue, and Queens. Okay, now, folks, this is not Queens of New York. I always thought that there was, like, we think Queens, we think New York, right, JT?
Oh, exactly. I actually think Admiral Teague, the great Admiral Teague.
Yeah. Well, Queens is actually the Atlantic Sun winner. I watched this team play. They had one guy go 10 of 19 from three-point range and scored 34 points in the championship game. If they can shoot well, they could actually challenge Purdue a little bit. But what's interesting about this school, they're from North Carolina. They're Queens College from Charlotte. They're the Royals. Well, this is their first and only time to make the NCAA tournament because next year, they're merging in with Elon College. Currently, Queens is a school of about 1,800 students, and they go into Atlantic Sun, win the tournament now. And we talked about that last week with what's happened to the Atlantic Sun falling apart. So, but basically, just so you know that Queens is
the
not
newspaper
New York,
or the
North
conference?
The conference.
Okay.
So that's it. Depot said he thinks there needs to be opposite to the Waffle House bracket, the IHOP bracket. Well, they could do that too if they want to. They could do it. So what are your thoughts in here? We'll start with Chewy. Talked about Utah. He hopes to see Utah State beat Villanova, but the game Arkansas gets, should they win, faces the Hawaii-Wisconsin game. Not an easy match, but the travel they get by the Badgers, hence the West Coast trip against Arizona. Okay, this is where he was saying, I think with Arkansas, it gets difficult because when you look at Arkansas, we don't have the pod here, but you do have the West. So in the later rounds, they will move into further west. But, yeah, I mean, that could be a difficult 4-5 matchup between Arkansas and Wisconsin. I mean, I don't see either one being upset this first round. Of course, Arizona's moving to Sweet 16 pretty easily. that team is really good. When they played Florida, Florida had a good lead. Arizona came back, dominated Florida, but then it turned out a pretty close game. So, BYU, I think BYU could get Sweet 16 at least. I could think they could play well with Gonzaga. And actually, I'll be honest, I like BYU's draw in this bottom half of the bracket because if they can get hot with the perimeter shooting, they got some talent. I mean, Gonzaga, if they can get past Gonzaga, then you got Miami, Missouri, Purdue, Queens. Purdue is also one of those teams I think historically that is always ripe for an upset. They're kind of like Virginia. They may have a good season. They may be highly ranked, but then you never know when they wet the bed. So
you never know when I might either. But wait, never mind. Wait, did I say that? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
All right. Well, JT, any thoughts about any of the matchups in the West Regional?
So, I mean, Arizona isn't going to be even close. Villanova, Utah State might be the most fun one to watch. Hawaii's got a chance. I think they do. Gonzaga might choke.
Mm-hmm.
I really think they might. And I think Mizzou has a good chance as well. Perdon't is not going to lose another first round after after they lost that one. I don't think they're ever going to come back and do that. So, this is probably a better bracket. This is probably the out of the three we've done so far, probably the most exciting one if you're trying to find some games to watch.
Yeah. The second number one seed ever loses 16 seed. See, you and I kind of split on that though. I'm really liking the second. I really like the South bracket between Florida and Houston, and even Vanderbilt in there. I mean, but I get you. I get you. That's I think people, especially more Western, might like a lot of these teams that are in there. Kind of interesting that they're shoving Wisconsin and Arkansas out west. Question is, can a school like High Point deserve a 12 seed? Because historically, they come in at lower seeds and they never do anything. That's why I'm kind of wondering that this is going to be one of those blowout 5-12s. Normally, like we said, we expect possible upsets, but no, it was good analysis with that. So let's see. Chewy has got some comments in here. He said, I may have misspoke Wisconsin's matchup for the first game, but the travel concerns for the Razorbacks is a concern. From a video, what he saw, I wonder why does the SEC championship game for men's hoops fall on a Sunday afternoon? I don't know either, but I think that it has to go with getting more viewers. But also, the thing is, here's the thing. The SEC tournament would have to start on Tuesday then with as many teams as they have. Because they start on Wednesday and then double buys. The first teams like Florida, the top four teams play on Friday. They would have to move that game to Thursday, which backs it all up to Tuesday. And I think they would rather have, because of TV, fan attendance, and especially like on Sunday afternoon, there's nothing else really they're competing with. On Saturday, they'd be competing with all these other conferences and finding the time to slot them, so. Well, that's what I surmise is why they do it. So, Chewy said, if a possible second round match if Purdue gets by, should Mizzou beat Miami? It's a home court for the Tigers. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, there was some talk, I believe, about the Big 12 conference championship game. There were some complaints about, I think, Iowa State being too close to home. And I think Kelvin Sampson was one of the ones that said, hey, leave it in Iowa, leave it in Kansas City where it is now permanently. It's good for the game and everything else. It was interesting that came up. Because of the issue with the SEC with Vanderbilt. I mean, that Vanderbilt had a home crowd all the way through, But then I guess on Sunday they didn't shoot as well. So,
yeah.
But, All right. Okay. Any other thoughts on the West before we move to the Midwest?
Let's move it,
and then we get into our fun brackets. Okay, we'll get through this. Man, see, Michigan is now playing Howard, which is funny when Jawan Howard, the old Michigan player. Sorry, that just no loss on me. But Midwest, Michigan, and Howard first round. Georgia, St. Louis. I got plenty to say about this one, buddy. 8-9 game there. Texas Tech, Akron. See, Akron wins the MAC. They get a 12 seed. An automatic thing. 31 undefeated regular season. Miami has to play the way in. Why isn't Akron a lower? I mean, I know technically they're lower than the 11 seed, but they're not having to play the way in. It would be interesting to watch them knock off Texas Tech. I would be really. I'm going to watch this game with some interest. This is on Friday also. Alabama and Hofstra. You know, what I'm hearing is Alabama's guard that was suspended is not necessarily going to be well, he was arrested, but may play. Who knows? It's Alabama Crimson Tide. You know, Roll Tide. And everything's different. You know, we even try to get professional players to come back and play for us. So I don't know much about Hofstra, but see, Alabama got upended by, I think, Ole Miss in the second in a 15 seed in the SEC tournament. I don't know. Watch Alabama. They struggle with depth in the front court down the stretch. Just that game could be interesting, I think, there. And Tennessee is waiting to play a play-in game. So this is the Midwest. So let's see.
Miami of Ohio.
The Miami of Ohio. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's your Midwest there. So, okay, we got that. So then we've got Tennessee. I tell you, if Miami of Ohio advances, Miami of Ohio advances, I'd look at them. They can.
Sorry.
Oh, are you just the Nate Oates comment?
No, it just you're like you're not sure if Tennessee can even pull that off.
Dude, no, because Rocky Top is down in basketball this year. They're really, I mean, Rick Barnes is a class coach, but they just, I mean, they're not a threat. They really aren't. They don't have the individual good players like they used to. It just they win. They're serviceable, but it's just, I mean, I look for Miami Ohio to really beat them if Miami Ohio advances. So SMU could knock off Tennessee for that matter. I do love small time republics that Nate Oates will play anyone. I love it. Speaking like a true Auburn fan. Now I hate Virginia. I just hate Virginia. Whatever. I love seeing when they lose. Wright State. I hope that they can knock them off, but you never know. Kentucky, Santa Clara. Now I'm curious to see and Chewy, I hate keep pointing you out, but I love your feedback. And anybody else, small time, I love your thoughts about Kentucky, especially the SEC teams. Do you share what I think with Tennessee? Tennessee is impotent. There's nothing. Kentucky is so hot and cold. Santa Clara is a good team on the West Coast. Santa Clara could beat Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky could lose this game and get run out of the gym. I mean, Florida's about run them out of a gym before. Other teams have. This one on Friday early. Ooh, man, that's gonna be a fun game. But yeah, Kentucky, Santa Clara. That one has my interest. I would be afraid being a Kentucky fan right now. You know, the teams are not a swap right there.
Yeah.
And then we got Iowa State, Tennessee State. You know, 215, which I don't think is a threat. But
so right away, I'm rooting for Howard.
Yep, I got you. All right.
And you understand why? Deeple, root for Howard on Thursday at 7:10. Just we're rooting for Howard, okay? Let's see. Other than that, I'm looking at games I actually would want to care about seeing. Tennessee, Miami of Ohio. Only if Miami of Ohio wins the play-in. Right.
If they play SMU, we don't care.
Virginia, Wright State might be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I know you don't like Virginia, but
no, I mean,
I think you might get some entertainment there.
Yeah, I'd cheer for Wright State. Yeah, exactly.
So, and the rest of them,
yeah.
Kentucky might be fun to watch go down in flames, but I don't think that's going to be a great game to watch.
Mm-hmm. I've seen Santa Clara play some in their conference tournament, and they are a good team. They really are a good team. So it's like it'll be interesting to see what they and St. Mary's do, because I think it'll go a long way to determine, you know, are these mid-major conferences deserving of these bids, and presence in the tournament, though, because I think if they could beat some of these larger conferences, it will give more credence to, hey, why should the SEC, just because they're a bigger conference, get so many bids? So I do have a thought on a game specifically in here, but let me get Chewy said SEC in terms of what teams make noise, they beat each other up, but unlike in the Big 12 where there's a new crop of teams that can make noise, SEC seems odd with questions except Florida, to an extent Vanderbilt and Arkansas. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know why there's 10 teams in the SEC. Only about, like you said, 3 could actually potentially go deep in the tournament. And even then, Vanderbilt and Arkansas, I don't think they're so streaky. Vanderbilt had to have like a day of all days to beat Florida the other day. Arkansas got run out of Florida's gym by 30 points. Hopefully Florida does not shoot as bad as they did in the SEC tournament. That's what kept them down at the beginning of the year. But yeah, interesting point. Whereas the Big 12, they got Houston, they got Arizona, they got any number of teams that could win this whole tournament. So, yeah. Yeah, and 10 teams with Oklahoma and Auburn being the first 2 out. Yep. And yet he's going to with Kentucky, but not confidently. So, but my game that I want to look at is the University of Georgia and St. Louis. Mike White.
Personal interest, or do you think it's actually going to be
hatred for the Mike White of the Georgia Bulldogs, the former Gator coach who specialized in mediocrity? For however long, he was good enough to hey, see, we're winning and all, but he could, dude, the guy always shut his offense down with 4 minutes left. You could have a 15-point lead and you lose the game, or you barely eke out a win because he would quit shooting the ball. And he always played down the competition. In Georgia, they got knocked out. First game they played in the SEC tournament. Again, I'm not convinced this guy. He's a good coach, good person, all that other stuff. But when it comes to games, especially with titles and playoffs on the line, look, I hate it when Travis Etienne went from Florida to Georgia, the running back. You went to Miami.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That made me mad. Mm-hmm. In this case where Georgia took our basketball head coach, I'm like, thank you very much. And then we got Todd Golden. The rest has been, that's it. So I look for St. Louis to knock off Georgia. I really do, because I'm not convinced with Mike White. But even if they do win it, Michigan's going to annihilate them badly. I am curious to see Akron and Texas Tech. I'd like to see the upset there. I think that's a 5-12 that could happen. Hofstra, like I said, we'll see. And then Kentucky, Santa Clara. So, all right, let's go ahead. Those are the brackets, folks. Those are the brackets. Those are the teams that are here. Let me do a quick check-in on what's going on now. In the first 4, we got Texas is leading NC State 30-23. I think Texas is going to win that game. I think it's pretty much over now. It looks like a slow slugfest. So, but hey, all right, where we go with that? All right, so JT, you have a little thing. Let me see. Jess said, like how Lovie Smith threw away leads with the Bears all the time, including our only quote recent Super Bowl appearance.
Well, in my lifetime, I know they've been, which is more than I can say for the Lions, which have never. But
she doesn't sound like a jaded Bears fan, does she?
Look, compared to the Lions or maybe the Jets, you all sound spoiled to me, because Lions ain't never won anything. So,
yep,
yeah,
I gotcha. All right, JT. So what are we going to do here? What's this?
Yeah. If you want to share this up, so I have a bracket. We should be able to save our picks. Okay. I guess as a duo, and then we can print them off, into a PDF.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I guess in a couple weeks if we have anything not busted.
Yeah,
which is usually how mine go. Cool. So, you want to start in the East?
Well, one thing, folks, and for YouTube, for all the monitors, we're only doing these straight up. This is fun. We do not condone gambling. We do not promote gambling. We are not a gambling site because I hate it. I think it's ruining college sports, especially.
We'd lose all our money.
Yeah, we'd lose all our money. So do not take it. This is just for completely fun purposes at this point. So, all right, with
All
that
right.
out of the way, I've got to pull the stream up again. I got to get a larger screen.
This is as large as I can make it without you starting to lose anything off the screen. So
I'm working on that. I'm working on it now. We got 12 people still on YouTube. So
can you hide us? So it might be easier for the audience if you hide us.
Now let me see if I can try that. Let's see. You know, they keep changing this stuff around. Oh, it looks good on my my feed.
Okay.
I think so. I think we're okay, folks. If you in the chat want us to make it even larger, let me know. But I can actually see these. So. But like I said, this is just for fun purposes only. There's no, just all that. So, but yeah, gosh, I mean, we still have 12 people watching this, JT. I'm really honored. You, especially a lot of you guys regular that are here every week. Thank y'all so much. You make it a great show, and it's nice. And you guys out there make this a great show with your input too, for sure. So, and we appreciate it, right, JT?
Oh yes, very much so. Absolutely.
All right, well, let's go so we can get this going. All right.
Okay.
What does it say? Women's TC. Sorry.
Where?
It's a.
Those are other options.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, anyway, okay.
Yeah, well, no, there's no way Arizona's women's team is number one, playing Long Island as well.
Oh, by the way, my alma mater, JU, is in the women's tournament, but they play LSU in the first round. Yay. I didn't get to go to the game, but I did get to watch it with my mom, though, on TV, so that was cool. All right, let's go, JT. I will let you host it, you talk it, and I will answer.
All right. So we have number 1 Duke versus number 16 Siena.
Oh, dude.
Do I even need to ask?
Yeah, no, some years maybe, but no, there's no.
All right. The thing I like about this is when you pick it, it moves it forward. So we have the next game, close matchup, number 8 Ohio State versus number 9 TCU.
I think TCU. I mean,
I was going to say TCU as well.
I've seen more of them than Ohio State, and
if you need to defer, you're welcome to defer. Okay, so we're looking down here at the 5-12 with St. John's versus Northern Iowa. Now, we did talk about this a little bit earlier, how this could be a real shocker of a game, potentially.
I can't go. I mean, I would like to see it, but I can't go with it. You gotta go to St. John's.
St. John's, good choice. Then we have, moving down a little bit further, Kansas versus California Baptist.
See, that's another one again that I just I would like to take. See, I just don't know anything about California Baptist. That's
when you don't know first week. I say always pick the 4 over the 13.
You have to go with what's smart.
Okay. Now we have then. Okay, so we have Louisville versus South Florida. 6-11.
By the way, JT, I've now oh shoot, there you go. I didn't mean to put it there. I meant it as a banner. I meant it. Here we go.
You might want to hide it. Just
yeah. I'm
copy and paste it, and then
I'm trying to get it in the right spot. This is supposed to be this is supposed to be a cross. This is supposed to be the ticker thing. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Because I do want to put this up here because I do think it's important to make sure we are clear and have put it clearly labeled what we're doing here. You and I know it, but you never know when.
Yeah, I know
the galactic overlords and everybody come by and stuff like that. So let me see. Let's see.
Nope.
Crap. How does my wife make it a ticker? Anyway, sorry folks. So add banner. No,
that's.
I don't know. Anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to periodically bring it up like this, okay?
Okay, but if you hide us, then it gets the bracket big enough.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But see, what it does is it goes.
I'll try to keep things a little
it,
higher on the screen,
well,
but I can only go that high.
When I post it, it will post for 10 seconds. There's a timer on it. So,
okay.
But at least we can document that we've said we're not a gambling site.
Sure. Next, we have Louisville, South Florida.
Oh, you're supposed to say the Ohio State, thanks to Jess.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got. Okay.
Louisville, South Florida.
Louisville, South Florida. I'm going to take the Bulls.
Come on, Dadman.
I'm going to take the Bulls on this one.
Good. I was going to say it's time for you to pick an upset.
Yeah. Small Time said flee Ohio State. Now, is that infestation like in Toledo, or is that like flee, like run away with your life? So, oh my gosh, Jess, you need, man, I'd think, geez, I can't, man, Jess just making me blush these days. Anyway.
All right. So Michigan State number 3 against North Dakota State 14.
Did you take Louisville or South Florida?
South Florida.
Okay. All right. Michigan State, North Dakota State. I got to go Izzo. There's no way. Yeah, as an annoying bug. Okay, gotcha. They're the bed bugs. Yeah,
you're not going to lose to North Dakota State. Yeah. Even if you play like crap, you're not going to lose to them.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way Izzo is going to lose that game. Exactly.
Yeah, right. Okay, so then you're 7-10. You're 7-10. UCLA versus UCF. Now, UCLA did have a better showing than I thought.
They did
in the Big Ten tournament.
I still think I'm going to UCLA. I really don't know anything about this UCF team.
Okay,
but I think I will go. I think I will definitely go with UCLA. UCLA, yes. Jeff sent me something. It was a good idea. I'm going to pin the message. There you go. Thank you for that, Jess.
Well, not that message. The other one.
Oh, well, I put it in. No, hey, I think it's good enough. She did good.
But you pinned that message.
What?
You pinned the wrong one.
No. I pinned hers because
I see it in the chat.
Well, that's a funny. I think that's a good pin message. Oh, God. Oh,
anyway.
All right,
do we consider UCLA a blue blood?
Hey, at least I didn't. At least. Oh crap! I removed her comment. Hold on, damn! I hit the wrong button. So
I don't think you can undelete it either.
I can't undelete it. Sorry, Jess. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, but just put that back in there, and I'll pin it.
Do you consider UCLA a blue blood?
Not anymore. I mean, they do, but they're so far removed from Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Walton and
plus
John
now
Wooden
that they're in the Big Ten, it's way harder for them to make a name. So I think once they moved, that whole thing went away.
Small Town Republican. I'm so sorry. I like that.
Okay, there you go. Legatus went up.
Well, Small Time Dadman is going to accidentally block one of his mods. Yeah. You still see it? Yeah, because you can see it. Anyway, so thank you, Legatus. Yeah, let me pin this one and not
pin that one.
At least I did not ban her.
Oh man.
Fun. Yeah, I think it's still sticker shot from last night with what happened, and we're like, but we survived. So all right, pin the message. There we go. All right, so we got
Okay, there we go. There we go. All right,
everybody.
Let's get this wagon train moving.
Exactly.
UConn 2, Furman 15.
As much as I would love to take Furman, I got UConn. That's the late game on Friday night. That's one of the late games on Friday night on TBS. So,
all right. So, do we want to keep moving this bracket through, or do you want to go to the next one?
Well, I don't know. Sam's still here. She said, "You're very professional tonight. This is actually really funny." And hey, I struggle all the time, Sam. I struggle all the time.
So, Dadman, do you want to start doing The next
I'm
round.
distracted right now. I'm distracted because now I'm getting threatened by the great jest. You ban me, and I could find interesting ways to get revenge. Yes, I know. That's what scares me. You and Sam would team up on me, but yes. So how are we doing in the first bracket? Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
where do we disagree in the East region so far?
oh no, we're just doing our picks together. We've agreed 100% so far.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you now. Okay, so
Yeah.
are we going to the next round in the East, or are we going?
I think we finish off to the final four, and we'll do each bracket one
Okay,
at a
works.
time.
That works for me. That works for me.
That
Okay.
way it stays in our head about these teams a little bit better than having to reset all the time each round.
I agree with you. So what do we got? We got Duke TCU.
Duke's been dangerous, very dangerous. What do you think, Dadman? I think you know who I'm going to say.
Duke TCU doesn't stand a chance. Not against not against Duke.
No, this one's going to be tough. St. John's versus Kansas.
St. John's. I think Pitino.
Me too.
Bill Self is on the way down. That whole Kansas program is going downwards. Pitino it just won the Big East again, and I think Pitino's more got his program together. They were really good last year, but they ran into Florida and lost, and they pushed Florida pretty good too. So
so you've got Florida State, or sorry, not Florida State, South Florida. 11 against Michigan State 3.
Michigan State. There's no.
I'm nervous about that matchup. I know it sounds silly, but I am.
Well, it's a healthy respect.
Yeah. And then you've got UCLA taking on UConn.
I'm going to go wild and say UCLA.
I actually wanted to say that too.
I mean, UConn has struggled. I tell you, I think Hurley is part of the problem in that program.
Okay.
I think what he's coming off with his attitude with coaching. I mean, not Miami, Ohio's coach also hit some DJ's equipment on the storming out one day. It's just, you wonder when Hurley's act's going to get too much for UConn and cost them in the game. The other day at Marquette, I don't think it was only a few tenths of a second left, but he got tossed with technicals. But it's even easier in football. Like you see those coaches in football that can't keep it professional. The refs just start throwing sideline violation flags on them. So I mean, we'll dare to be different. We'll take UCLA coming out of the bottom part of the bracket then.
So then we go, what is this, to the Sweet 16?
Yep.
And so we've got Duke against St. John's. Now,
Duke
again, I'm taking Duke again. I think they'll be in good command of this game.
I hate to say it, I mean, there's nobody in this bracket that challenges Duke, I don't think.
Correct.
Duke is pretty much a Final Four. The only one that could be Michigan State, but I think Michigan State we know has.
We're giving them a huge benefit to beat UCLA.
Yeah, I got Michigan State advancing in a battle of Big Ten's teams. So set up Duke, Michigan State.
And I think as much as it hates me to even click that, Duke.
I agree, Duke. Hello, Jess. Jess is not only threatening me, and if I ban her, then she's UCLA is what you mean by UCLA. I thought it was some weird name, Rocky Mountain area team, because I'm lurking while I'm cleaning at work.
No.
No, UCLA is UCLA, not to be confused with UCLA from the butt side of Australia.
All right. So that took care of, what was that? The East? Yes, that was the East.
That's the East.
So we will then move to the South. And Dadman, I will go ahead and pre-select Florida for you.
Yeah.
This one here, if you'd like some advice, I think Iowa's the right team to pick.
I'm merging off. I'm going Clemson with ACC.
Okay. Well, it's your channel, so tiebreaker will go to Clemson.
Okay. All right.
And then Vanderbilt, McNeese.
But that's only the first one we really disagreed on now.
Agreed.
Yeah, if you can remember which ones we disagree on, then you can tell me later.
It's going to be pretty small, I think. Vanderbilt, McNeese, Vandy played pretty well in the tournament, didn't they? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, they did, but
SEC
I'm coming
tournament.
up. I'm going to pick an upset. This one is going to be a 12-5 upset with McNeese over.
Okay, so we disagree on
McNeese,
2 in this bracket so far.
McNeese almost lost
Mm-hmm.
in their conference tournament, but they rallied to come through. They're still physical. They're like they were with
Okay,
Will Wade. I think Vanderbilt has some talent. They have some size. They matched up well with Florida, but I think they got when they don't shoot crazily, then they're
sure.
a different team. But I mean, I want to take a 12-5 somewhere, and I think this is the one that I feel better about than the others. I may come back and change my mind on that one though, but we'll see.
Sure. Okay. Next one, Nebraska 4, Troy 13. Nebraska.
Yeah. If it was anybody but Troy, I'd pick them. But if we had an Akron there, then I might do that. Or Miami, Ohio, I might do that. But okay.
Right. North Carolina against VCU, 6-11.
Sorry, laughing. Sam saying this is a whole different show when you're just listening and not able to watch because of all your weird nicknames. I love making up weird nicknames for these teams. It's great.
It is fun that way, isn't it?
Well, I, as much as I don't want to, but we'll have to go with Unk on this one. So, North Carolina, UNC, Unk.
You're calling Unk. Okay. Yep. Sorry about that. I was thinking about the next matchup. Illinois is who I was picking for that.
Yeah, I'm going Penn.
You're going Penn, really?
I'm going Ivy League on this one.
You and I have a big disagreement in this bracket.
I don't like Illinois. I don't like a lot of the Big Ten teams. I mean, outside of Michigan State and Michigan right now. I mean, Illinois and Purdue, I just think of just they wet the bed in these tournaments too often. And
sure.
Especially Illinois. Illinois has had bad losses before in the tournament, and the Ivy League usually does represent itself fairly well in these tournaments. So, but hey, like we said, it's for fun, entertainment purposes also. So, but why not? Why not be different? But hey, you can. It's like football. You outpick me in football too, so why not?
Yeah, I'm historically really bad at picking these games, so it is what it is on that. St. Mary's 7, Texas A&M 10.
St. Mary's.
Okay.
I like the team out in the West because I've seen enough.
I didn't know anything about these teams. So
I've seen A&M. I've seen A&M before. They're talented, but St. Mary's is a good team. They're a good basketball program. They got size. They got talent. Of course, watch them, wet the bed too, but you never know. But I think they're a 7th seed for a reason, though.
The next matchup here, Houston 2, Idaho 15. When I picture this, I'm picturing like good Texas barbecue versus a delicious potato. Why can't they just get along? They can't. But I'd rather take the meat over the potatoes.
I agree.
And I think you would too.
Yep. Go Houston.
So let's see here. Back to the top. I think this will be a good game, even though I think it would be Iowa.
Yeah, advances over either one.
Advances there.
Yeah.
Now I had Vandy over Nebraska. Would you take McNeese over Nebraska?
No. I would take Nebraska, and I would take Nebraska even over Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're going to have quite a big make or break for us on that.
Okay. That'll be interesting. You go back and do yours and then see how it goes.
Now, I had Illinois over Unk.
Yeah. But UNC, Unk advances there.
Yes. That just makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Houston over St. Mary's?
Yes.
That's what I had. That's what I had. Okay.
See, I like St. Mary's, but I just Houston. The few times that I've watched Houston this year, what amazes me, I'm not sold on their offensive capability. but their defense and their rebound and their athleticism reminds me of was very scary. And it looks like they have not lost a single step from when they played Florida for the national title last year. They pushed the Gators. They actually should have probably beaten the Gators because they were out hustling. They were shooting better, but then Florida got on one of those late runs at the end with Walter Clayton. That's the one thing with Florida that did not have this year. I don't think they have that one go-to guy. They've got several different guys, and what showed up against Vanderbilt was none of them stepped forward. Walter Clayton always stepped forward. You always had that, and you had two other guards. These guards are just very average. That's why I think Houston is a threat, and
I think they'll make it to the second weekend easily. Yep. Going this route. So, speaking of the second weekend. You have Florida versus Nebraska. You'd be silly to pick anyone else coming out of that.
We said Nebraska, we still are not sold on. Nebraska's just like they're weak of the Big 10. Yeah.
And Houston versus Unk. I have Houston advancing.
I got Houston. We're going to have a rematch in the Elite Eight from last year's.
They did this on purpose to maximize the chances of this matchup.
Well, either that or they
feel like they really did.
That or they put Vanderbilt to see if Vanderbilt would knock Florida out, one or the other. But
maybe. I had Houston. Okay. I'm guessing you had Florida.
I gotta go with Florida. I mean, I'm a homer. I'm gonna stick with Homer. And my whitey tighties, and it's gonna go all the way. And I don't think so. In no disrespect to Houston, they're a very good team, but I think Florida's still got more talent. I think Florida's got more offensive capability.
And I've been kind of down on Florida this whole season. So
this team really is special. It's grown to be special. They've had to overcome a lot of adversity. They've had to do a lot of different things to get to where they are now. I think we saw a return to bad habits that happened in the SEC tournament, but I do think their coaching is the difference here. I was talking with a friend of ours that would watch the game with me when Florida beat whoever the other day, Kentucky, when they beat Kentucky, and they said they were impressed with Todd Golden, the way he taught. He acknowledged their mistakes, and that was after they won a game and stuff. That's where, and I think Florida does have more offensive capability than Houston, but you can't negate Houston's rebounding and defensive capabilities, though. And sure. I agree with small time, but Houston is not quite as good as they were last year. They're still very physical, very fast, but they're not as good as they were last year. And Deepa, welcome back, though. Good to see you. Yeah, look, I just noticed this. Jess is cleaning at work, and it sounds like Sam's feeding kids or cleaning at home. But yeah, hey. All right.
So then we have we're going to the West.
Okay, so I've got Florida advancing to the
that's what I had selected because you're the tiebreaker on those. This is your channel, so
all right. Thank you, JT. I'm at least I don't have to Arlie Ermy Gunnery Sergeant Herman. May I be in charge again? Thank you very much. Man, I want to go all for Sergeant Hartman, but I won't.
Yeah.
It's a cleaner show. This is our PG show for the week, though.
All right.
Saturday night, Squirrel Stream? Yeah, I probably would, but all right.
Arizona, Long Island.
Arizona, this is like not even.
Villanova, Utah State, 8-9.
I'll tell you why I'm going Arizona. I don't drink alcohol, so I will go with the dry tea on this one.
They are a very dry one at that.
Yeah, it's a dry heat in Arizona. Who the heck would even want to live in Arizona? You remember they had that one law about pig bacon or something like that,
and scorpions.
Yeah, scorpions. But there was one law that they had out there weird about serving bacon or something.
I don't know. I mean, you could practically cook it just leaving it outside.
Well, one time we did a weird laws in every state, and Arizona had something, I think, about bacon or whatever. Anyway, but go ahead. Villanova, Utah State.
Yes, sir.
I'll go Utah State on this one.
Oh, okay. Yep. We both agreed.
Yep.
I thought you'd pick Villanova for sure.
Nah.
You have a really, really low end firearm versus Wisconsin.
Yeah, cleaning and baking cookies. I just as much as I don't know Wisconsin, I'd go Wisconsin. I don't know much about High Point, and I think the two high seeded way too high. I wouldn't.
Wisconsin played a really good game in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like they look like they got their act together. But High Point, I don't like High Point as a 12 seed. I think they should have been lower.
But, yeah.
Because they generally don't do anything in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems it's way too high for them. Okay.
Arkansas against Hawaii. Razorbacks?
Razorbacks. As much as I take Hawaii, it just, I've taken enough upsets already.
BYU versus the winner of Texas in North Carolina State University.
Which, let me see what this current score is at real quick. Let's see. Let me see what the score is real quick, because they should be at halftime. Oh, it's a 1-point game. It could go either way. Texas 30, NC State 29. So NC State went on 6-0 run in the half. I go BYU over either of them.
Yeah, Sam let us know we have to pick BYU. So
okay, then I'll go Texas. Okay, I'll go Texas then. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll say BYU. BYU. BYU who? That's another nickname my friend and I came up with. BYU who? Anyway, but yeah. All right.
This next one, Gonzaga, Kennesaw State. This was actually my biggest upset first round.
Really?
Yeah. I picked K-State. You picked Gonzaga, didn't you?
Gonzaga. Oh, geez. Okay. Let me see. I can't bring Instagram up here, but let me see this real quick that Jess had sent. So, let me get there because I'm curious to see what I think she's probably talking about Nebraska. If with the it's well, shoot, I don't want to send it to somebody. Something with Fortnite. Yeah, there's Michigan. Yeah, Nebraska, Michigan, and Fortnite. Whoa. Oh, the two schools are playing each other. I guess. It was a reel on Instagram of the Michigan and Nebraska players or students playing each other in Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool. But no, that's awesome. So yeah. Oh man. Oh no, just. Are you serious? There's Midwest versus the rest. Just when we thought spring in the Midwest couldn't get worse, Ohio gets hit by a meteor. What the heck? Oh, gosh. Well, we'll have to do that for Saturday night then, folks. Be around for that for sure. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry for the distraction, JT, but go ahead.
Sure. So we have so that's going to be probably our one difference in this, but we have 7 Miami and 10 Missouri.
Why did you take Kennesaw State, though? Because I've seen them
I want a big blow up. I want a big blow up somewhere. That was the one.
Yeah, Kennesaw State, I didn't get to see them. They used to be in the Atlantic Sun, but they've moved up. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, I had to go bold somewhere, and that was it. This one, Miami versus Missouri, fake Miami. I want them to lose, so I picked Missouri. Yeah. I don't know what you picked, but
this is a hard one. Miami and Missouri.
It is. I mean, 7-10 is so close.
I'm actually going
where your bracket usually
I'm actually going to stick with the SEC and go with Missouri in this game.
Okay.
These
matchups are where everybody always gets a busted bracket anyway. So
they are a solid team, unlike some of the other SEC teams that I don't. I'd like A&M. I just A&M's not what they have been in other years. Missouri has some size. They have some talent. I think that I don't know. Just call it intuition with this one, but I think Missouri could hang with Miami pretty well.
All right. So then you have the last matchup here for round one. Boiler Up, Toot Toot versus Queens. Now, I'm not a fan of Monarchy,
No.
So I went with the Boilermakers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Boilermakers because they had the size and depth. I mean,
Yeah.
Queens was about a 7 or 8 player rotation, and the one guy shot like I said, 10 of 19 from 3-point range.
Oh,
Purdue's not
jeez.
going. Purdue's not going to let anybody take that many 3-pointers.
No, they won't. No, they
And
won't.
I think as much as see that's why I was disappointed with Queens getting the nod and the Austin P would have been good because who doesn't like the chant "Let's go P, let's go P." That's why I was cheering for him. But
Yep.
but no, I think we're good with that. So all
Okay.
right.
Then
This
we
bracket,
go.
this region was not as hard for me.
No, it was not. I think we only actually diverged on one team
No,
in one game.
Yep.
So Arizona over Utah State.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arizona's so dangerous looking, just so lethal.
Dude,
This
Arizona, I will say it now. Arizona is another team I see no stopping. They're in the Final Four. So, So.
Agreed. Then you have the real close one, Wisconsin versus Arkansas.
I actually going to take Wisconsin in this one.
I actually did after I saw them in the tournament.
Yeah,
that tournament game really kind of let me see that they were far tougher than what one would think of the team this low in their conference.
Now, Arkansas, even though they did so well in the SEC tournament, still, I've seen them play Florida also and just didn't even show up. I mean, Florida just manhandled them so badly. And I think the Big Ten physicality is what Arkansas would struggle with. Is the thing is can Wisconsin score points?
Even with I might sound like a Big Ten homer, even if you end up with more SEC teams in the second week, I think the Big Ten was just at another level of competition this year versus.
I think that's where Chewy was talking about something earlier in that it's that there's a better quality. There may be fewer that make the 64, but the ones that are better are much better. Whereas in SEC you have Florida and maybe Vanderbilt or Arkansas. And
so then this next game we're probably going to disagree again because you have BYU versus Gonzaga. And I had BYU versus K-State.
Well, I got BYU winning this game easily.
Oh, okay. So we both do. So at least we're going to reconverge there.
I'll tell you why. Because I've been apparently there's a psyops operation, and I have to take BYU at this point because of a certain unnamed person out there to keep them happy.
I just thought that Gonzaga was a terrible 3 here. So they were weak enough that I picked the 14 to win, in which case.
No, I get you. That's like me with Penn and Illinois. The same logic with me with Penn and Illinois. I think Illinois is a bad 3 seed, but.
Which is why it's risky for us to pick MSU to go that far, because I think they were a bad 3 as well. But anyway, right. That's me being too Debbie Downer on my own team.
I know. I believe it. I know.
And then Missouri versus Perdon't.
Okay. I think Missouri wins.
Really?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So do I.
Missouri is not a bad team. Wow. Oh, I'm surprised. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Purdue's been in a downhill trajectory since Martin Luther King Day, really.
Look at this. In spite of working and cleaning and making cookies, he's still there to represent BYU.
Nice. Okay. So we go back up here for the round 3, the Sweet 16 here.
Yeah.
I think Arizona again. We've both already pretty much said that.
Yeah.
And then we have BYU versus Missouri.
Oh,
God. I know. We painted ourselves into a 6-10 corner.
What happened? So it can happen, though. It really can happen.
Yeah, it can.
I know. It's just like, I'll go with BYU. Why not? I mean,
okay.
I think their perimeter shooting if their perimeter shooting gets hot, like they've known, they've got some athleticism too.
They also have.
I think Missouri is more prone to those dry spells, and especially if they knock off the 2 seed that same weekend, they're not gonna. It's not like they played Gonzaga. Like BYU has an easier time through that bracket.
Look, they
Missouri will
also
have had to
have
beat
a
Miami
very
and Purdue.
favorable route here.
Yeah, BYU has
Very
got a great
favorable
route.
route.
Yes, exactly.
So then here we're picking Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. BYU, it was nice while it lasted, but goodbye. Because Arizona. Now, would I love to see BYU beat Arizona? Heck yeah. I love every one seed except Florida to lose, But I mean, I honestly, it'd be great to have a Florida BYU matchup because then we'll have to have a live stream party or something. Well, not shown, but private party or something. But
Sure.
But yeah, it's but yeah, I got Arizona in the
okay.
bracket. Which I think for a 6 seed, if they made it that far, it would be really good. I think Missouri would be have a great run if they made it as far as they did.
Sure.
So.
Sure. Okay. So then we're going to our final corner here, Midwest.
Hey, one last comment in that bracket. Sam, as an Arizona girl who hates Arizona, wow.
Yeah.
State or the Wildcats. So does it mean you're a Sun Devil fan? Would love to see BYU beat Arizona. All right.
Okay.
That's nice to hear. Okay.
Right. I don't like Arizona State either for football reasons, but
no, I know
that's neither here nor there.
I get you.
Midwest, Michigan versus Howard.
Michigan, yeah, no doubt.
I can't say it. I'll click the button.
Yeah, I got you.
Georgia St. Louis. I knew you didn't like Georgia, so I also picked St. Louis because I was like, I just want to be on the same page there. And it's an 8-9. So I mean, coin flip.
But like I said, watch them not even show up. Watch Georgia get routed.
Sure.
That's how much jilted Mike White made me as a Gator fan over the years was because they would just not show up, and they didn't show up in the SEC tournament. They didn't compete against Ole Miss. So,
right. All right. So the next one.
If I have to take an Arizona team, it's going to be Northern Arizona University. What about Grand Canyon? Grand Canyon was in there last year, but not because they're good, just because they're not the Devils or the Wildcats. Man, she hates all the big schools.
Oh, they advertise out here all the time.
Grand
GCU,
Canyon?
yeah, for online. Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Texas Tech 5, Akron 12.
Akron.
Really? Okay.
I'm taking that as a 12-5 upset. I mean, I think the MAC gets some respect this year. I think it's the MAC's year. Texas Tech is a good team, very much in the tournament, but
I picked Texas Tech on that.
I know you did. I'm sure you did. That's the smart pick, actually. But I'm on something tonight.
Sure. You're free to pick that.
Yep.
Can't say it won't happen.
No, what's funny because they're like 27-5. They won the conference tournament, but it's like I still Texas Tech has historically had. Actually, Texas Tech also had a big lead on Florida last year until Florida rallied. But people forget it was Florida's run last year. They were trailing almost every single game late in the game and had to rally between defense and late shooting. So,
Alabama Hofstra.
I want to take Hofstra, but I got to stick with Alabama. I got to be smart with
it. I hate that, but you're right. Let's see. Tennessee, Miami of Ohio, or SMU. You know who I'm picking already.
I don't like this Tennessee team. I've seen them play enough. I
know.
Eastern Arizona is always underrepresented. Okay, I got a split. This is where I hate this playing game. Go ahead with Miami of Ohio for now.
Okay.
Over Tennessee. But if it's SMU, I will take Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. I understand
that's the problem.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Okay.
You and I were thinking identically on that.
Yeah. It depends on who the Tennessee faces. I don't think SMU is quality ACC. I mean, Tennessee's not that bad, but I think a good, even if they're undersized MAC team, can give Tennessee fits. Tennessee does not have a lot of leading scorers, and it's definitely a down year for Rick Barnes, who's a hell of a coach. I really like that guy. Actually, at one point I wanted him in Gainesville, but
I think SMU deserves to be there more than Howard. at 16 in this bracket, but hey.
I don't know. But
all right, Virginia, Wright State.
Virginia. I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I just I've gone off the wagon too much already, so that's okay.
Kentucky, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
All right.
I mean, that game is a 7-10. It could go either way, but I tell you, I've seen Santa Clara play some, and I've seen Kentucky, and I tell you,
Kentucky looks ugly.
They do. And even when they win, they're not. I don't know. Just Santa Clara. I think Santa Clara's on a mission too with the West Coast Conference. And Kentucky, $20-something million payroll for 20-12 or whatever it is. So, all right. And then of course
Iowa's
we got
the battle of the states. Iowa versus Tennessee.
Yeah, Iowa State. Yeah, there's no doubt about that one. So,
all right. So we are hitting here. Then back in round 2, Michigan.
You said the word though, JT.
Western Washtenaw County Technical College. Yes. Then we have Akron, Alabama. I had Texas Tech in Alabama, and I actually picked Texas Tech
to advance.
So
yeah, I got Alabama. I got Alabama going.
Okay, so that would be a good football game.
Mm-hmm. Well,
then we have Virginia, Miami of Ohio, or Tennessee, if it was SMU. So I said Virginia. Miami of Ohio is just not a physically imposing enough team.
Yeah, I want to take Miami of Ohio, but
me too. Look, me too. I think they get one win in, and that's it.
Well, and you've seen them in real life. That's the other thing. Watching some of these teams in person really tells you a lot. It was interesting to see the teams in the Atlantic Sun being. I mean, there were only. I don't even think Central Arkansas, who had the best season in the conference, was. I think Austin Peay was probably the best overall team, but then they couldn't shoot worth crap. And Queens just got hot at right times in the games they played, but there's no size. There's no. Although Queens does have this dude from Israel, like Baka Redman or something, Vogo Redman or something. But he he actually has a great touch. He's got a really good big man, 6'10", but I think he'll get pushed around and all. But I you can tell what these teams are really like watching them in person, and they're good teams, but it's not physical enough or deep enough. That's the one. Another thing is the depth. Having enough of a bench, and so I'm
yeah.
But yeah,
the problem with Miami of Ohio on that is their bench is all exactly the same as their starters in terms of size and physicality. And I think that's their biggest thing. If they don't shoot their best game ever against Virginia, there's no chance at all. If I think about them trying to play Michigan State, or I try to think about them playing Arizona or Duke, they would get pushed around the floor. And I really don't like saying that, because they had such a great year. The
only way teams like that can win is when they're shooting like 60 or 70% from the field. Like that year that Maryland, Baltimore County won, Virginia sucked from the field. They really stunk, and then Maryland just got hot.
Virginia's had been plagued with early exits from the tournament. So, I mean, anything's possible when you play them. They've been a choke artist team, but I just don't see them losing that as much as I would love to see Miami of Ohio. Anyway, should we pick the last one for round 2?
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish it. Well, Oliver's here. Oliver Belmonte. Mr. Kirk, if you were an NBA coach, which great legendary past or present NBA players of any team would be your choice? You want to be your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center?
That is not an easy question.
Well, I'll tell you what, my shooting guard's Michael Jordan, my point guard's John Stockton, my small forward Scottie Pippen, my power forward is Larry Bird, and center will be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, he was asking me,
I'm sorry.
which is the
Sorry.
problem.
But you're too
I
young for this question.
I
Sorry.
would I might for the center I might pick Ben Wallace
Okay.
when he was a little bit younger to mid career. If I'm trying to think here, if I want a shooting guard, maybe I would go Kobe.
What? Wait. Are you purposely staying younger?
Yeah.
What? Why not Jordan?
Well, yeah, so that's tough, right? I want them both. Can I have two? Can I have two?
Yeah, you could make Kobe run the point, I guess, if you wanted to.
Okay, Kobe runs point.
Or Michael's so good he could run point or shooting. Either way, okay.
Yeah. The problem is,
well, if you want to keep thinking on it, think about it while we finish up the
yeah,
saying I see I had easy answers for me. So,
yeah.
but you gotta get Burp. Oh, wait. I messed up. No. Jordan the shooting guard, Pippen the small forward, Bird the power forward, Jabbar the center, and Magic Johnson as the point guard. Yeah.
So can I put Magic on there and then put Jordan as the small forward and then the shooting guard is Kobe?
You can.
Then then can I put
Corey,
Rasheed Wallace in there? Can I get Rasheed Wallace in there?
Yeah.
As
power forward or center,
yeah.
Whichever. Yeah. Okay.
Power forward and then
Ben Wallace is the center.
Yeah, although I don't know if I'm that sold on Ben Wallace.
No.
Good.
Hello, Corey. Good to see you tonight.
One. Yeah. You did pick a good one. Would you take Jokic?
No.
Yes, I call him that.
I don't. You said that. No, I don't need. No, that's too itchy and scratchy. But Corey, great to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. Small time said you could have Jordan and Kobe, but you'd have to saw the ball in half.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that this team would work well together as a unit. I think either it's going to come down between Hakeem or Shaq.
Yeah. Okay. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing would be another great center.
Yes. But you picked Kareem, I thought, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But geez.
Yeah.
Bill Walton, Bill Russell.
Look, none of these guys, if you're picking from this many different eras and this many egos, you will not get a team that can score one basket.
Jess is starting. That would work. Kobe and Jordan together. Kobe and Ego wouldn't handle it.
Oliver, hopefully that was a sensical enough selection process.
Don't worry. JT's young. He's young. He's not as old as some of us.
No, I did have Game Boy games where I was playing where I think Michael Jordan was a rookie, and so you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you had John Stockton, Hakeem Olajuwon was in it. I think Larry Bird might have even still been in it at that point. Did Larry Bird and MJ play at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
They were the team together.
Yeah. So
they also had the McDonald's commercial. They had the McDonald's commercial, Nothing But Net. Where they're calling bouncing the ball.
There was definitely a Game Boy game with one-on-one with all these players from that era, so I do know who they all are.
All right.
Anyway,
dude, it was a prime time for NBA basketball. I mean, plus also you had the street fights with the Detroit Bad Boys and stuff.
Oh yes.
Ask Jess about what she thinks about Bill Laimbeer and those guys.
But I'm a Detroit guy, so that's why I'm picking Rasheed Wallace and.
Yeah. Look at this. Else. I forgot Chuck Barkley. Sam hates Arizona,
I
but then
stand Charles Barkley.
What is it? The round mound of rebound?
The mailman. The mailman.
The Barkley was the loud mound of rebound or something, but mailman was Karl Malone from Utah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oliver said you can pick any past or present NBA players. See, we got it hijacked tonight. Yay! I love the topic. It's a great topic though. Let's go ahead. We can keep kicking around, but let's go ahead and finish up our picks real quick. So if you don't mind.
Yeah. So we've got this football game.
Yeah.
I can't say either one of these teams.
Oh, it's got to be U of M.
I'm picking Big Ten. I'll pick
I'm
the Big
picking
Ten team.
Talk about nicknames.
There you go. And then you have Iowa State versus Virginia. I picked Iowa State.
Yeah, I do too.
This is a 1-2, 1-2 for me.
And unfortunately, Michigan advances.
Yep. Okay, so advances. So that means for the Final Four, we have Duke and Florida, Arizona and Michigan. Wow, we were original, weren't we?
Yeah, but we took different paths to get there, though.
We did. We did. We took very different paths, but we did not discount these out. And with the exception of Florida, I said, I think a month ago, I think these three teams are all going to be national title contenders.
Yeah.
So you were saying Florida the whole time in that conversation. Yep. Are there any teams here that surprised you from, would you say, like a month or two ago?
You mean in terms of our Final Four?
Right.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, I think Florida would be the surprise, but Florida had to really work its butt off to get to there.
Which is why
with UConn coming back towards the pack. But then again, you see Florida played a tougher schedule. Florida, in spite of the SEC being down theoretically, we've all accepted, they played top 25 teams: Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Kentucky. Not at the best, but they are ranked teams. Whereas UConn really didn't play much out of the Big East. So
we have one from every conference.
Looks like it. Big 12, Big 10, ACC, and SEC. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Danny Ainge is another one. Yeah, I know. You're BYU alumni. I know, from the Boston Celtics. So Sam said, I'm not just a fan. I
don't pick anyone from Boston to be on my five.
She said, it's not that I don't think they can play. I just don't like the universities. But as a kid in the 90s watching Barkley play. Yeah, I remember Barkley. Small time remembers Barkley at Auburn. Absolutely. So,
Corey is a good team in here.
Corey said for Pippen for point guard, Jordan for shooting guard, Bird for small forward, Dirk Nowitzki power forward, Chamberlain for center. Yeah. Nice, Corey. Thank you for the feedback. And folks, if any of you others out there have any other NBA all-time lineup in response to Oliver, please feel free to barking the entire pizza in his dorm room.
So would I, small time, but I didn't make the basketball team.
Oh God, you guys are great. We've still got 12 people. It's been bouncing between 12 and 15 for the last hour. Still, we're over 2 hours. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Make sure y'all hit that like button, folks. But just JT, this is so uplifting with this chat and amazing. We these people are becoming friends and family to us on Tuesday nights, really helping us with the sports stream and really a lot of quality input. And you guys make this stream.
Yep. And when we're going into the Final Four here, picks, folks, just a reminder, we're not condoning gambling or gambling advice of any kind.
We had the pinned comment. I'll show that again because I tell you what, we've actually had basketball in previous years where it was like very laid back. We have 3 or 4 people. This is really fun tonight, and I will say, you guys coming in and really helping and telling us what you think. So they have egos, but they work together. Yeah, you got to have a lot of ego. You got to have ego at that level. But the thing is, team first, working together, and
neither one of us picked the king, the biggest baby to ever play in the NBA.
You mean the queen? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. No. That guy's.
Yeah,
look,
I know.
He needs to play football.
Yeah, like one game.
The world, the world football where flopping is like.
Oh yeah, he could play for like Italy. He would fit right in on that team.
God, I can't remember. I was talking to Anna the other day about world football because I watched some basketball with her, and I said I watch soccer with her. She called it something demonstrating. I think demonstrating, or I got to ask her again what the term was, but it was flopping.
Yes,
she called it demonstrating or something like. I gotta remember. I think it wasn't demonstrated, but I know she used a word for it. But it was like our flopping, and they do it all over there in Europe too, and it's so annoying for everybody,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But LeBron, I mean, it's like I saw a picture of him that night rolling in pain on the court, and it's like then apparently he said they walked off. He's fine. It's like LaFlop. Dave's still here. Yes. Yep. Danny Ainge was connected with the Phoenix Suns. Yep. You've got a good memory, Sam. Yes, you do.
Now, I predict we don't line up in any of this.
Those are not purple. Those are blue jerseys. Okay, stop it. Oh, and pre-league, gentlemanly conduct is what they call it. Yes, that's cool. Yeah, the king of flop is waiting for you. We're talking college basketball, and the NBA breaks out. JT, we might have to talk JT.
I know.
Anyway.
I know.
At least historical NBA. But all right. So we are at the Final Four, folks. We do not condone gambling, but we are coming in for our final picks. JT, let's let you pick the Final Four the way you do it before I reveal my picks. Because
so I pick Duke over Florida, and then do you want me to give reasons?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I think Duke has been a national title contender.
By the way, that was nice, good having JT Kirk with us tonight. Sorry, JT.
I think they win by 7 to 11 points.
Okay.
And I think that they just are a well-rounded team and have played a lot of tough opponents. I think they'll come out of their bracket in pretty good shape without having to give too much in the way of last-ditch effort to try to survive, which is where you want to be, feeling confident coming into this game. Mm-hmm. Whereas Florida, I think, has been a tough fighter all year, but I think they have a tougher fight ahead to do that.
I do agree with those points because it's ultimately facing like Vanderbilt or Houston and teams like that. Yeah, a lot makes sense with that. But I will say that I think Florida season-wise is the same way. They've played a tough schedule all the years. They've been challenged. Mm-hmm. They went on the road and lost at Duke at Cameron Indoor by 1 point. So they have met and they stood toe-to-toe with Duke when they were not functioning as well as they are late in the season. This is when they fell to like 7-5 or something, and people were really writing them off. So
that and people would love to christen this Duke coach for a million years, just like the last one. So I think the TV ratings are going to be behind Duke. And that you're kidding if you don't think the thumb on that doesn't have anything.
Corey does say he goes Florida, then Michigan, and Michigan wins it all. He's crazy. Yeah, he says. All right, so he's got Michigan going all the way. Okay, so let me be quiet and let you finish. So you got Duke. So what about the other side?
The other one I think is going to be less than a 5-point matchup. I think Michigan has had a similar journey to Florida in terms of the fight, although they've always been commanding out in front. I don't know if I've seen them play tough enough basketball. As much as I'm saying that about the Big Ten, I don't know if they're playing a tough enough opponent throughout the year like they might have had against an Arizona or a Duke, right? So, but I think maybe Arizona might get an injured player or something else happen to this team that derails them from ultimate greatness. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually picking Michigan by less than 5.
Okay. So you have a Duke Michigan national title, which is very intriguing and very respectable. By the way, score update: Texas leads over NC State 41-38 with just under 12 minutes left in the game.
That's anyone's game.
Yep, exactly. So okay, so Duke and Michigan. Who do you have?
Duke and Michigan. I have Duke.
Okay.
As much as I don't like saying that. You really know I don't like saying that.
Then call them what I usually call them: puke.
Puke, yeah.
Puke, yeah. Like my friend and I. So there's another nickname for you, Sam. Puke. So,
and I have them by 12 points. Mm-hmm. I think that's because Michigan does the foul bit and catches up a little bit. But I think it's going to be one of these where if Arizona goes, Duke is going to have a hard time. But if Michigan goes, I think Duke is going to get it. pretty
All
easily.
right.
So
Well, there's
let's hear your pick.
Well, I'm going Florida all the way. I mean,
Okay.
I know. Yeah, I will say I'm a homer. I will say I think though that probably of the four, they're the most likely of the four to lose either along the way or in the final four.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a tough team. They
It's
got
your
a great
team.
this
No one can hate you for that.
and the thing is when they're functioning properly, they're unbeatable. They played Duke within 1 point at Cameron Indoor Stadium. They played Arizona, had a big lead on Arizona early, but Arizona came back, pulled away a little bit at the end in a neutral site early but they played both of these teams within the first 12 to 15 games of the year when they were not functioning. They had serious issues with the guards, with Xavier Lee coming from the Ivy League down to the SEC, Boogie Flan coming over. The guard play was not functioning. And what hurt them the other day was the guards were not functioning against Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
But not just that, even the big men, the whole team was in a funk the other day. No doubt about it. But the guards are going to have to play like they played down the stretch in the 12-game winning streak for Florida to be successful going forward. That's why I say they're the most vulnerable of the one seeds going through all their brackets. They got to face Houston, possibly Vanderbilt, North Carolina. They got tough teams. I agree with your assessment on the roads. But what I'm holding back to is that this team rebounds to where it was prior to the SEC tournament and the way they play with the guards and overall as a team. They get there, they can run through all the way because they've gone toe-to-toe with Duke and Arizona already. Okay? So I have Duke. I have Florida winning over Duke by maybe 5 points.
Okay. Now, this other one on the other side, let me bring this up to you.
Okay.
Part of what went into my calculus is where this game is played.
Okay.
Now, I know they have some time in zone or in region to kind of acclimate, but you have Michigan making half a day on the bus, unless they fly it, which they could fly it, but it's kind of a crapshoot on which one's faster at that point. Bus, unless they get a private jet.
Where is this? Is it Detroit this year or
Indianapolis?
Okay.
Indianapolis. And Indianapolis is where a lot of Big Ten tournament functions are hosted.
Indianapolis.
This year it was in Chicago, but Indianapolis is even closer than Chicago, depending on how you drive it.
Well.
So this is a much closer location and climate than what Arizona's facing. Does that play any way on your pick?
No, not this time of year. Not with these teams. I mean, maybe if they were playing, maybe if we have a Cinderella like the year George Mason or UCLA, maybe then it may affect. But look, these are the modern blue bloods. Arizona, Duke. I mean, even Florida. Those teams don't fall apart like that generally. I don't think. Unlike had it been on their home court, like what happened in Nashville was a friggin' Vanderbilt home game. But okay, going in, it's what it is. But I think the Indianapolis is far enough distance to not be a home game. And please, folks, what do y'all think? Please share your opinions with us from these four. I'll be honest, I got Arizona. I like Arizona.
Okay.
They've got good freshmen. Pete and some of the others that have come through. I no disrespect to Michigan, but I don't think Michigan. I don't think Michigan's had to play the competition either. And the other three teams have. I know you're a Big 12 fan yourself.
Big 10.
But you see Big 10. God, well, when you have 18 people and teams in your conference, it's hard to remember. But I just. The Big 12 was a war zone with Arizona, with Texas Tech, BYU, Houston. I mean, really in the Big 10, outside of Michigan State, maybe Illinois. Who else really pushed Michigan all year? And I'm not blind. But
I knew Sam would remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
That Phoenix jersey debacle.
Exactly. But see, I will use the same logic with Duke. Duke is playing in a much more downgraded ACC than what they ever did. Florida
Mhm.
pushing them to 1 when Florida was still not really what they became early in the year at the Duke. I think Duke has that spot, both them and Michigan, and that's why I'm going for a Florida Arizona final.
Okay.
And it will be a hell of a final because, folks, if you saw that Florida Arizona game, it was a good game. I actually watched most of it. I turned it off at the end when Arizona took the lead because I just couldn't handle it anymore. But I left that game happy for Florida and at least understanding, like, okay, there's the first game of the year. We're 0-1, but you know what? They didn't play bad. The big men were doing all the stuff. The guards need some work, and it wasn't so bad. It was after that I started, some of the panic started in, but it really, for first time in of course, Arizona is a different team. Who knows what the next matchup will bring?
So we don't even agree on the final
Yeah,
four at
yeah.
all.
Well,
So who do you pick?
Sam says the logic is solid on the final four. So who was your
Okay.
final four again?
I had Duke in Michigan,
Okay.
and you
Wow.
have the other two. So we're not going to land in the winner's circle with either one of these teams for me.
Well, maybe maybe this time we'll at least be 50-50 because usually we agree and we are zero,
Right. Right. Yeah. So who do you pick out of here for the final to take it all?
Oh, of your matchup?
No, of your matchup.
No, a matchup.
Your matchup.
Florida, all the way. Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Florida. See, in your matchup, I probably would take Michigan.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Fair enough.
I think.
You're down on Duke. See, I'm down on UConn. Was my biggest down on team. Yeah. I had no faith in them whatsoever.
I'm not really down on Duke. It's just they're good. They're talented. You can't write them off. I mean, they did. I don't know.
Okay.
With these other teams, I've seen Arizona play more. I've seen Florida play, and and what convinces me is that when Florida, not functioning well, went to Cameron Indoor and rallied, they played them within a point. That was a game that Florida could have and probably should have won on the road at home. So that's what sticks with me. So any other thoughts? Any other people? What do you think from these four? Do you have a different final four? We still got 10 people with us on the YouTube side, folks. Make sure you hit that like button if you don't mind before we wrap up. We appreciate y'all, the heck out of y'all being here with us. Especially, we're over 2 hours tonight, approaching 2.5 hours, and you guys are still here. We've had so many people in and out, and thank y'all so much for being here with us. And
now I will move it back, Dadman. I just don't want to lose all of our hard work.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that. I can also send it to you afterwards.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's cool.
We'll just do that. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. Jess, I guess she sent me proof of a news story that about the meteor hitting Ohio. Anyway, sorry. I'm just okay. Well, we're gonna start to wrap up, JT, because I know we've had a long night tonight. So let me take a look at real quick. Here, we'll go pull that down so you save that. We're taking a look. It's 49-44 at the under 8 timeout in the NC State Texas matchup. Texas still holds on to a lead. God, look, I think BYU's the plays it. BYU just smashes either one. 49-44. Oh, that's got to be.
With how much time left?
With under 8 minutes, 7:54 left.
No.
This is a dog game. Howard Baltimore County was a better game, 86-83. This is like this type of game. If I was sitting there watching, as much as I love college basketball, I'd be probably going to sleep. Take care, Corey. Thanks for being here. Yeah. You thanks for your input and chiming me in. We appreciate seeing you, Corey. So
yeah, see you, Corey. Thanks for stopping by.
Sam says, I hope BYU does well, but I know they're not going to win it all. Yeah. But hey, at least getting there a lot. So small time takes Arizona to win it all. R.I.P. Lute Olson and his haircut. Yep. Great Lute Olson. Yep. Absolutely. That's when you know when your generations are.
Okay, so we've got one for Florida, one for Duke, and one for Arizona so far. Yeah. And then I think somebody else picked Michigan.
Yeah.
So,
No,
but
I have not seen the key art for next season, Jess. So we'll get Fortnite. But
one
yeah,
thing I think you can say is neither one of us were particular fans of how the bracket was filled out. Um, Below, I guess, probably the fifth seeds
yeah.
in a lot of ways, but I think
Yeah.
they did pick the ones very correctly. It was not difficult to pick
I
those
think
ones this year.
I think the ones were good. I think honestly probably the twos were good. Um I think they did good in the top seating. Let's see.
I started
Two.
having problems with the threes.
Yeah. I did too. Yeah. That's where I started pulling away from it. But and the biggest thing to me, I'm sorry, I don't care what Miami's of Ohio's resume was. They deserve to not have to play in just because they didn't win the conference tournament. And see, like I say, Akron, say had they won the conference tournament in Akron, I think Akron deserved to be in. You should see their record. You should.
Yeah.
That's where the one thing I'm getting. I think it does not do the NCAA putting 10 SEC teams in just because they're 17 and 15 or uh, uh, 15 and 10 because they play a quote tougher schedule. Basketball is not college football. It's not. These small teams can beat a bigger team on any given day. Well, is it likely? No, but it's not like we knew that James Madison was not going to stand up to Oregon. Why? Because they're smaller. The physicality of football is undeniable. Um, the or even what's the other one that went in and wet the bed too? I thought about that with SMU last year, but the thing is that you've basketball is different. We've seen so many Cinderellas. Now, can they necessarily win the whole tournament? No, maybe not. But George Mason, the year Florida won the first national title, George Mason went to the Final Four. Give these mid majors a chance, a legitimate chance. Don't condemn them to the NIT. I know, and these big
Right.
schools, guess what? You suck at 15 and 10 or 17 and 15, you're going to take an NIT bid. And you know what? Screw, no, you take the NIT bid for your seniors and for your fans. Quit this. We're beneath this crap, or we're working on next year. I'm sorry. It's just a pet peeve with me because I'm pissed off with this. We might as well shut down the bowl systems in football. We
I'd
might as
be
well
okay
shut
with
down
that.
well, I like it. I still like football. There's some really good games out there. And it gives these players more chances to play, more chances to put film on, play on tape. But it could be some money. Now, of course, they need to lower some of the ticket prices. But anyway, different issues. Oliver does come through. Kareem center, Magic Johnson shooting guard, Larry Bird small forward, Stephen Curry point guard, Karl Malone power forward. Whoa, no Jordan. No Jordan, and I forgot Stephen Curry is point guard. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one. But that's right. Spur was a small forward.
I just the currently playing guys.
No.
I have such a hard time picking any of them because the game is so different now. I think it doesn't really resemble the same game as when Jordan was playing or Kobe.
No, it's right. Run down and shoot 3-pointers all day.
Yeah.
Open 3-pointers, and so it's a different game because back then there was defense and people blame bad shooting on it's defense. Well, no, it was a bad shooting there for a while, but those guys got into it, and it was like really there was no love lost. The golden age of trash talk and stuff. All right, Sam's got to go. Well, we're going to be wrapping up. This was fun. Thank you also, Sam, for being here. So I don't think we're going to have any time to look at. Let me just take a look at real quick on something real quick. The NIT tournament started tonight. Let me see if I can find something on that real quick. Give me a second, JT. Sorry. We won't get to hockey at this point, but let me just touch on the NIT a little bit real quick. You there, JT?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
You just know my opinion on the NIT, so I'm not going to have much to say.
No, I know,
on any of that.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully I didn't just decide to shut my computer down for trying to look at one more thing after 2.5 hours. But world best baseball. Oh God, don't tell me the U.S. lost again.
Well, we beat Canada.
Venezuela stuns Team USA to win World Baseball Classic. Nice job, America.
Well, we still beat Canada. That was the most important part for me.
Well, no, there's just so much irony politically wise with this whole story too. I'm just going to let it go.
Okay.
Let it go for tonight. It's like, oh my god.
Well, there's a lot of Venezuelans that have played on the Tigers, so I mean it's
3-2. Yeah. So let me see. I do want to, like I said, I do want to try to get a little bit of the NIT for a moment. Just waiting for my computer to. Let's see. Oh my gosh. You should. Auburn leads South Alabama 52-46, though. That game is on right now. Did you know that?
Nope.
Yep. So, Small Town Republic's team. Oh, Texas is leading 52-51 with 6 minutes left at this point. Let me see. Let me go here in the scoreboard. Let's see. They don't even have the NIT per se on the. They don't even have the NIT per se on the ESPN.
On the Barbie? On the
Barbie? On the Barbie, yes.
Okay, you were trying to finish that sentence a few times.
I stuck, swept the Olympics of hockey at least. Hoppy. But yeah, let's take a look. Holy crap. They don't even. Wait. The NCAA tournament. Okay, tonight's. Oh, see, the CBI, CIT, NIT. Wow, they used to have several different not just the CBI. Oh my gosh, this is how small it is. Seattle U is leading St. Thomas of Minnesota 47-45 in the NIT. I didn't. That's how bad the NIT is. That's sad. But then again, when FSU won't take it, the other schools won't take the bids. What do you do? But it's a 20-13 versus 24-19. Auburn leads playing at home, and these games are played on campus sites. 17-16, Auburn leads 52-46 over South Alabama, which this game's going to give the haters of Auburn a lot of fuel of, hey, this is why you shouldn't be there, and Oklahoma and others with that. UNLV is only 17-16, but they're leading at UC Irvine, who was 23-11, 26-11. Final, Tulsa beats Stephen F. Austin 89-84. The one was 27-7 out of 28-6. I saw this game. Liberty was George Mason. It was a dogfight down to the end, but Liberty wins this game at the end, 77-71. Yale loses at home to UNC Wilmington. Yale, that surprised me. Looked pretty good, but Wilmington rallied from 6 down at the half to win by 1. Again, 27-6 and 24-7. Final also, Wichita State, the Shockers beat Wyoming, the Cowboys, 74-70. And Oklahoma State beats Davidson. Both are in a season at 24-14, although Oklahoma State goes on 84-80 in that game. So that's today's action in the NIT. So and of course, more NIT, Navy, Wake Forest tomorrow, Kent State, Illinois State tomorrow, Georgetown, Utah Valley. Tomorrow, Dayton and Bradley tomorrow night, Sam Houston, New Mexico, Murray State, Nevada, St. Joseph's, Colorado State, Illinois. I wonder if that's Illinois, Chicago at Cal on Wednesday. So there's a lot. So if you like basketball, this is the time of year you really, really, really love. So Small Time said last year NIT mistakenly invited South Alabama. They accepted, and the invite got pulled back. Oh, wow, that stinks. Well, that's good that they got an invite this year. It looks like they're holding tight with Auburn. So, all right, folks. Hey, Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective. Hey, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, how are you doing tonight? Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here. We still got 10 people at 2.5 hours, but we do have to wrap up now. JT, thank you for so much time tonight. It's been fun. Any final thoughts now that we talked about the NIT a little bit?
Go green, go white, go state in the other tournament. That's all I have.
Tournament.
Yeah,
I know.
that's all I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll get out of here. Texas NC State 56-52. I'll watch the end of that game in just a moment. But you Thursday's toy show. Oh, that's cool, dude. We call them action figures too, but it's okay. We give our friend Mark D with us a hard time about his action figures. So Chicago, not chocolate. What do you mean? I didn't say chocolate. No. Oh, you have IC. I think you have I chocolate. No, it's Illinois Chicago. So
yeah.
I know Chicago and chocolate. And of course, Oliver. Till next time. We haven't talked hockey. Any things that brewing that's jumped up in
not enough.
It
would take a lot of time to get into it. We're running low tonight.
The Red Hawks.
The Red Wings are in the wild card hunt pretty good.
Okay, that's good. Well, we'll try to hit some of that next time. We're together.
Good thing I didn't say that all the wrong way. Otherwise, it could have been real bad.
It was starting to come out that way. Believe me, I'm not one to judge because it happens here. So I create whole new languages. So, but thank you. We got 9 people still here. We got 14 likes, folks. Thank you for making this one of the best and greatest Tuesday night sports streams we've ever had. They have been off the charts lately, and we thank you for your support and keep coming in. Tell us what you think. Give us your opinions with stuff. And hopefully as the year goes on, we'll be into other stuff with the UFL coming up, maybe some world football, some plans to talk some world football this year, especially with FIFA coming. Although, JT, I've got a couple people that say they want to help us and are excited for it.
Okay.
We'll have some fun with it. So on that note, everybody have a good night, and we will catch you tomorrow night. The Miss and I are live at 8. Sorry. JT, can you get Mrs. Link in there for me real quick? I got to shout her out real quick. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., the Missus is live. Go by, say hi to her. Sub to her if you haven't. Get your daily dose of positivity tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And then tomorrow night on both of our channels, the Missus and I will be live doing our detour with the Dadmans, where we just sit back, chat a bit, and have some time talking to each other, and whatever comes up, we converse about. But there's the Mrs. Link. See you there at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Once again, thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for all your input. JT, thank you for your co-hostness, and thank you for bringing up the bracket generator.
Sure. Right. I thought that'd be fun to live pick them like that.
Absolutely.
I had fun. Thanks for having me.
Well, make sure you get your bracket down so we can compare differences, how we end up in the end.
Sounds good.
Take care, all. See you next time. Bye.